I be whining and dining people too often though. When do I get wined and dined?
Yeah, why? Yo, but you be wine and dining men, bro.
And women.
Okay, you wine and dine a woman. It's the
whore.
I do my job. I do my best, really, bro. You know what I mean? I think I'm very good at a platonic dinner. You know, I keep it very business oriented.
You don't turn it up a little bit?
Nah, bro. I think I'm already like very like easy to be around when I'm like trying to be likable.
Yeah,
you know what
I'd
I mean?
agree.
You know, like I don't really got to do all that because I'm just like pretty smiley.
What is the opposite of a platonic dinner in business?
That's what I'm saying. I think some people aren't good at that. Like I think some people like do a little too much.
They could make it
You know what I'm saying?
weird.
Make it weird
it doesn't
vibes.
feel like, like I came into this and it was about business, but now it feels like something else.
Exactly.
Okay,
You know what I mean?
I feel like the people that do it the best walk the line. You know what I'm saying? Where they build a meaningful personal relationship with the person they're having dinner with as well. And there is this excitement of something beyond business, you know, but it's risky if you're going to walk that line. Cause if you fall on the other side, it's way worse than just staying on the platonic side.
Well, I think if you know how, I think if you're a good one conversationalist and two, you got a little bit of flirt in you, I think you can do it. Cause you're never like, obviously, like, I think both men and women like to talk about themselves, right?
Yeah.
So you have to give them a platform to talk about themselves and not just like by asking questions, but like listening and then responding to like what they're saying as
Having
well.
a conversation.
And I think that's part of the back and forth of just like being a good conversationalist, maybe a little flirt here and there. But yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm agreeing with you.
I think it's important that the language is always very professional. Because you never want someone to walk away from a dinner and text someone, yo, this guy just said this to me. You know what I mean? Yeah. Where I think you open it up a little bit is the body language and the subliminals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you can keep it super business and just, you know what I mean? Give them a little, you know, just. And I'm not even saying like be like flirty with them, but you can turn up the eye contact.
Mm-hmm.
And make them feel seen. You know what I mean?
And that's where I'm like, I think you should do that with everyone you speak to.
I agree.
You know, I think you should always. Do you struggle with eye contact?
No.
You know, I think I'm pretty good at eye contact. You know, I know you be doing a lot though.
I
already know Osei be doing a lot with eye contact.
I think Osei actually has the best eye contact out of most people I've ever met. Because normally I think I have really good eye contact and I find myself looking at someone's face as they're looking away more often. But when I'm talking to Osei, I find myself we just be staring at each other and I like have to look away because he be so strong with the eye contact.
And that's what really gets me when I like look at Osei and he's making eye contact with me and I know he's not registering anything I'm saying. I know you're not listening. I know you're just looking at me just thinking about whatever right now.
It's just like a keel.
Yes. Osei's just looking at you like, funny hat.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, look at this idiot right here, thinking he's really saying something important, bro. You know, but hey, that's why we have a podcast. What up, y'all? Welcome back to the Stereo Vision podcast.
What is good? Episode 133. Oh shit!
You are never gonna get those sound effects right.
My bad.
I believe you can do it.
One day.
I believe you can do it.
Back at y'all, full trio, man. I'm Miles. Osei to my left, Spencer to my right.
You're
happy to be back in full effect, man. Missed y'all. How we living?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I felt really good today.
It's good energy. I felt pretty good today too. It was a decent day.
I knew Big O was back in the city.
Yeah,
I could feel his presence.
You could feel it for real?
Did you miss us?
I did. But I think y'all probably knew that. Maybe not. Sometimes I'm not the best at communicating.
I might have known it if I got a miss you text.
That's fair. I texted Miles a lot. In a group chat with Jeff.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. No communication.
Because now we have a great group chat. It's just me, Miles, and Jeff.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna tell you what it's called. But I do feel like it's just a troll group chat. It's just like it allows us to say whatever we want.
I'm in too many heinous group chats with bad names. I wish you guys knew the names that pop up on my phone when I be in meetings. Like I have to go face down because of that. In meeting. Like it's bad.
Give us one.
No.
Just one of the tamer ones.
There's no tame ones. there are zero ones that I feel comfortable exposing on this platform.
Yeah.
But Osei was gone. traveling the world, globetrotting a little bit. Went to Atlanta for a bit. Went to Puerto Rico. Are you gonna update the world on your travels?
Maybe piece by piece. I feel like a little uncomfortable, like just doing it all at once. You know, I don't want to just like talk the whole time. I will say that the trip started out very interesting because I was at the airport sitting in the Delta Lounge, and guess who I saw? Guess.
You gotta give me man, woman,
The number one artist in the world at that time.
Playboy Carti
Playboy Carti was there.
was in the Delta Lounge.
He was in the Delta Lounge. Yeah,
That's crazy.
it was really crazy.
When because you sent the text and I was blown away. I was like, no, you must be seeing someone else. That can't be Carti.
Well, that's what I thought too, because what happened was I was sitting down and I looked up and I see a girl in a black hoodie with the O on it, with an O.
Yeah.
And I'm like looking at her, I'm like, that looks like Gio. And I was like, nah, it can't be. And then I see somebody like walk up behind her and it's like a tall dude. He's kind of like moving around kind of funny. And he's got like a black towel on his head and black face paint on. And I'm like, bro, there's no
way this nigga had the face paint on in the airport.
From what I could see, yeah.
What face paint?
Like black face paint.
Like all over his face? Like his face was painted black?
From what I could see,
like
because
the
there was
football
also
shit.
yeah, there was also a towel, so like it was hard to like see his whole face.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then there was a couple other guys came out behind them, but I don't know. It was just so odd because I was like, bro, there's no way that this is happening right now. And then like they went to the front of the line stopped. They were trying to get on the plane. I'm not really sure. I honestly felt bad because I was like, I feel like they didn't seem like they should have been in that situation. Like it seems like they were working something out, but they got on the plane. Everything was fine. But that whole experience was really funny after seeing him have the biggest moment of his career, like just being like amongst the people. You know what I mean? It was just kind of like an interesting, like, thought it was dreaming, honestly.
It's really weird to see famous people at airports because I don't think we understand how big of a jump first class to private is. And like how expensive it is to fly private. And you have to be of like a certain stature of like extreme wealth to even make that an option. So you end up seeing people you wouldn't see in regular life at the airport because you need to move around.
Yeah. And I think that if you fly that frequently, there's just no point.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't go private every time. Like I'm sure if he wanted to, like for the flex, he could, but it's just so like, I think T-Pain was talking about this actually a little bit ago when niggas seen him in the airport. It's like, why would I waste my hard-earned money on this?
Yeah.
It's just so pointless when I could easily just get from point A to point B and put my headphones on and not talk to niggas.
Yeah.
And like, you know, it doesn't really matter that much. I like that people are talking about that more because I was actually talking to someone and they're like, that's like the new thing. You know, like people are like, I want to make enough money to fly private just for the picture so I can flex it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think that is something that only athletes could really do on the regular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean they make way more money than artists.
Oh, for sure.
In general.
For sure.
I think. I mean, I wouldn't know. I would assume that he has flown private and can. I just think obviously if you're going from city to city, especially like LA to Atlanta, like you know, like you're just gonna do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean nobody should be flying private. You know,
one of those.
If we're keeping it a buck, yeah.
Are you gonna fly private when you had the bread?
No,
not once.
No,
you're so lame, bro.
Nah,
so lame.
I'll fly once, but like I don't know. It's extremely selfish. People that only fly private or people that fly everywhere private. It's like terrible for our environment.
I think flying everywhere private is insane, but I'm gonna definitely do it for the one time. For surely.
Yeah, do it once.
You know what I mean? Just to get the vibes. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've been on a private plane once.
Really?
Cool. Yeah.
Tell us about it.
I mean, there was like snacks, food and shit. There was canes.
There was canes? Yeah. How old were you?
15.
Where'd you go?
To Laughlin, Nevada, or Reno.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's a terrible destination to take a private plane to.
For a basketball game.
That's pretty cool though.
You know, I was like, I'm telling you, like, I don't think I realized that seeing situations like that at a young age made me have the unrealistic like views about like money and wealth and like things being attainable that I have now. Yeah. Like, oh, this is possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, look, I seen this kid and his dad is able to do this for all of us. You know, maybe one day I'll be able to
Was
do
it
this.
like a situation where a flight was missed, or was it just like a big tournament and somebody on your team wanted, like, the dad wanted to be like, come on, let's go?
It was like a tournament, and like we couldn't travel on the same day as everyone else, like because of some school shit. So, but we had a last minute, like we had a game.
Yeah.
And we had to get there. So, niggas, very abnormal situation. Not normal at all. But it was cool. You know, yeah. I felt, but then we lost. And then, you know, and then like the private jet after was kind of weird because then it's like, I'm not that mad that we lost. You know, I was like more like, this is still a pretty crazy experience. I ate all the snacks.
I know you did.
I was ghetto, bro. I was putting snacks in my backpack like crazy, bro.
You got to do that when there's good snacks.
Yeah, that shit was funny.
Would you guys take a helicopter?
Nah.
No?
It's getting kind of scary, to be honest. I really want to do the helicopters, like the Uber helicopter in New York one day.
Yeah.
But even that, to me, I just I don't know. I get nervous.
I remember a lot of people were doing that for Coachella. It was like really popular, LA to the desert. It's like a long drive. A lot of artists obviously flying to LAX. So I remember helping book a lot of these heli taxis, basically, to get artists from LA to the desert. I don't know. I was thinking about it when I think I would do that.
I mean, my dad like flies helicopters, and I'm like, I wouldn't even trust you to take me anywhere on a helicopter. But again, I'm afraid of heights, and I'm like, it's too exposed, too small of a thing. You know what I mean? Like so much. I'm good off that for surely. Which is interesting because like I don't even think twice about planes. Yeah, like I have no fear of getting on a plane ever. But
yeah, I don't either.
Cross some wood, you know what I mean? Let's not have nothing go wrong. But yeah, I had to buy a Frontier flight. Is Frontier a good airline?
I've never flown Frontier.
I think it's like the equivalent of Spirit. It's just a different Spirit.
Damn, I had a feeling it was like that too.
Yeah. It's like a twin.
I'm gonna be flying on my birthday, bro.
Damn, where you going?
Trash. My sister graduates.
Damn.
Shout out you, Maya.
Damn, and so you gotta
my birthday.
fucking up your birthday.
You know, that's gonna be an interesting weekend. You know, but hey, we'll keep it pushing.
Her graduation is on your birthday?
Her graduation is the day before my birthday. And then I get up and go to the airport the next day. I wasn't sure.
So you could be with gang on the night of?
Well, I get back at like 6.
Oh yeah, plenty of time.
You know, but like, I don't want to do anything.
Why?
I think it's gonna be tired, bro. It's not. I don't think it's that like big of a thing. You know, we could do something next year. But
I think you could combine efforts, you know?
You know, but it's also like Mother's Day. Like people's gonna be with their family and shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Everything is on your birthday.
You know what I mean? Like, I texted my mom. I was like, we could have I'll do a birthday next year. Don't really worry about that.
I think guys, you're either on one end of the spectrum or the other with birthdays.
Yeah.
Like you're either, you know, throwing parties on your birthday at events, trying to go a destination somewhere, or you're like Miles. And I know a lot of guys like Miles, where they're just like, we could get dinner if you guys want. Or,
you know,
we don't really have to do anything. You know?
I think that guys, because I think birthdays, you want to be around your friends.
Yeah.
And I think that guy friendships are like pretty solid. So like, you know, like I feel pretty tapped in with all the homies. You know, I see all the homies that I would want to see on my birthday like regularly enough. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I'm gonna see niggas the next day.
Like, how I think of it is, it's like I think it can often be hard for me to coordinate with all my friends.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, to like get everyone to like be down to do something at the same time. So birthday is kind of like you playing a card where it's like you have to do it. My birthday, you know what I mean? So it's kind of your chance to fully curate an event of all your friends, and like people have to do it. Normally they end up having fun. So I always like to try to do something on my birthday, even if it's like a dinner. Like last year we did like a brunch. So it's like, you know, get everyone together. You have to do it.
I always know Spencer's birthday is going to be an event.
Oh, it's always going to be
You know what I mean?
Both of us, I feel like we're always going to have an eventful birthday.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you are kind of like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know
I'm a little low key with it, you know.
Rents out venues.
I don't know if low key would be the word, but you know, it's always a good time. I definitely appreciate it.
Yeah.
But I'm happy that all three of us are together. Some interesting shit has happened in the game. As you all know, we gotta give Champagne Poppy, Drake. His obligatory 30 minutes every episode of our podcast.
Of course, get them views up.
You know what I'm saying? Drake dropped the Nokia music video. Obviously, look at that. This shit, see you. This is the hit Awesome Sexy Songs for You, which I'm happy has actually gotten a little bit more traction since the release. This song, Die Trying, and Somebody Loves Me are all three songs I think have all been in the culture. People have been posting, people have been talking about them. I think the reception to this album after a couple of weeks or months even? No, weeks.
Probably about a month.
Yeah, about a month after has been pretty positive. And this is easily probably my favorite song on the project. This was highly anticipated. Drake posted about this in advance. He said, we're going to film this in IMAX. I want to start there. Why did it have to be an IMAX for me to watch this on my iPhone with the brightness turned halfway down?
I don't know what it means when he says I'm going to film this in IMAX.
And it's not in a movie theater?
I think we have so many different formats that you've lost. AMC Prime, Laser, Dolby Vision, IMAX. I know nothing.
I think
besides,
I think IMAX funded the video.
Yeah, that seems IMAX is like a brand.
Right?
Yeah.
Because, but then like the thing is like to get something, I know this isn't the right word. I'm just using music terms like master or like whatever, you know what I mean? Like to make something, a video in IMAX, to render it, or I don't know the right wording. It's like $2,000 to $6,000 to $6,000 per minute.
Oh yeah, and the point is that it looks good on those massive, super special screens.
But it's like, who was watching this on a huge screen?
Hey man, it's all for the tag at the beginning.
Yeah, I think it was more for the tag because the messaging was confusing. But if you're saying that IMAX paid for the video, then maybe that is part of the messaging. I didn't really get it either.
I don't know, but yeah, I thought the video was fine. You know, the song is great. This is one of my favorite Drake hits in a long, long time. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but like this has cemented itself as something that I think is like just easily one of the most fun songs of the year. Something that I love to hear outside, something that I could play on my headphones. It just sounds good everywhere. And the video was good. It wasn't anything like spectacular or like jaw dropping, but it was fun. Facial expressions were insane.
Yeah, they were crazy. Yeah, I have a slightly different take on it. I mean, actually, no, I think we're aligned. I think this video was fine to me. I really like the choreography. I feel like all the dancers like killed it. I was a little confused at all the like dancers in like feathers, what looked like maybe like almost like carnival, like attire. I was a little confused at that scene, but I think everything else like looked good.
You like Drake's choreography?
Huh?
You like Drake's choreography? His little leg kick.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it. I don't think Drake is like the biggest dancer. I heard he like re-linked up with that choreographer that did the Hotline Bling video. So I mean, I thought that was like a cool little note. Well, I don't think he did that much, you know?
His two-step at the beginning was hilarious to me.
Yeah. At the beginning. Throughout the whole damn thing, bro.
Yeah. He was doing his little I think Drake knows how to do like minimal movements but still call it dancing. You know, like just enough movement so it's dancing.
Yeah. Something about him, maybe it was the movements, maybe it was the way that the light caught him. But something about this aged Drake for me. And I'm not really sure what it is. Spencer, can you add to that?
Yeah, I think he looked a little older in the black and white and with some of the shadows. I agree that he looked a little older. I think I feel a little bit differently than you guys. I really enjoyed the video. I think I compare this video to other Drake music videos. And historically, I think Drake music videos have been really bad, in my opinion. Like I can only think of the corny meme ones. God's Plan, Laugh Now, Cry Later, Hotline Bling. You know what I mean? Like Take Care. All the ones that I'm thinking of are like bad.
I'm thinking of Started from the Bottom. Take Care wasn't that bad.
That's the one with Rihanna in the room and on the chair that got memed for 10 years straight.
Yeah. Hell Yeah, fucking right at the bar mitzvah.
See, I haven't even seen that, but it already sounds like a joke. And that's his bag. Like Laugh Now, Cry Later. It's like satirical. It's supposed to make you laugh and be entertaining. This was the first time that I don't know. I found this one very visually pleasing. To be honest, I really liked the peacock outfits and all the dancers. And I liked the way that he was framed throughout the whole thing. I liked the scenes where they were all dancing in unison, and then he kind of like walks in and you catch him in the corner.
Yeah.
It did feel like it was a little bit more artistic than most Drake videos I've ever seen, which I think is funny for such a commercial pop record. So I did really enjoy it.
I kind of want it to be colorful.
You did?
Yeah. I don't know. The black and white, and like obviously people are saying that it was a play on Kendrick shit.
Oh yeah, I've seen Twitter be like, oh, they just took Dave Free's whole shit.
Yeah. And
Wait,
I'm like,
how so?
I think it was definitely more art leaning and like messaging and motifs. It was definitely more of like a Kendrick video than a historic Drake video.
remember when the in the Kendrick video when it goes black and white and they say that it was Drake creeping up behind him and he kind of gets snatched away?
Yeah, I remember.
I think that was the scene that they were saying that he was playing off of a little bit with the black and white. And then
So you're saying he was playing off of Kendrick?
yeah,
The narrative I'm seeing is that they bit the whole thing.
oh,
Like they jacked Dave Free's swag.
No, because I thought that they were playing off it and like low key like responding to it because of I didn't really think it until I saw the owls at the end.
Yeah.
The owls to me was a message after obviously Kendrick it caged the owl and then there's mad owls and the one turned his head like
Yeah.
yeah. But I don't know. I didn't think too deep into it in terms of like, oh, this is playing off of the Kendrick stuff.
I didn't really either. I don't think it's a thing, but it was a good video that I don't think needed all the hype. It kind of felt like he like was like hyping it up to be this crazy thing, and it was just another music video. The choreography was good though,
and I actually want to speak on that a little bit because I do feel the same way. I was like, man, this guy's been promoting this for like 2 weeks. Like, what are we about to see? And when I saw that, it was like not a letdown because again, I think it's like a good video, but I thought we were gonna get something that felt more special. And I also, the more I hear Nokia and the more they're hyping it up, it feels a little bit like a forced hit, in my opinion. I like it for what it is, and I really like the second half of the song, but the way that they're pushing it, it just feels like they're trying to make it bigger than what I feel like the moment for Nokia is.
Yeah, I disagree 100%. You really think that, bro?
I
All
do.
the shit that I see online is like people listening to it outside. And like people playing it, like you saw the video of like, we're going to get into obviously the DDG shit later, but like a whole thing was like him playing it in a room full of girls and everyone going crazy.
Mm-hmm. But so I know what you mean, but a hit for Drake is different than a hit for another artist. And I don't think that, you were seeing the online perception, but obviously we know what like that a lot of it is marketing, right? I know the DDG moment was organic, but you're seeing it everywhere for a reason, right? And I think like, okay, we're seeing all this traction online. Is it equating to chart position? Not necessarily. Maybe after the video we'll see some movement, but I don't know if this is the moment that they're trying to make it for Drake. We all know he needs a moment, so I don't blame them. I'm just saying, like, for me, I feel like I'm seeing through that.
I think it's a slap. I think that I watched probably like 20 different reaction videos, like, and everybody loves this song. I haven't seen like a single negative response to this song. It just seems like it's infectious, it's fun, it's creative. Like I like this song so much because I don't think there's really anything that sounds like it.
Mm-hmm.
Like this was super, super exciting to me. I don't know why. It's like, obviously I'm a big Drake fan, so I think that plays into how I feel a lot. But for someone who's kind of been like Drake has fallen into doing the same type of song, same sound. It's not a subject matter change, but from a production standpoint, this is the most interesting thing I've gotten from Drake in a very long time.
Are you saying that nobody is doing anything like this currently, or you've never heard anything like it?
I don't think anyone's doing it. I don't think I've heard like this whole combination of things. Even if people have experimented with this sound, they haven't approached the song like Drake did. It feels unique.
It's hard for me to agree that sound is unique because to me it sounds like, and I think we talked about this, graduation Kanye. Like it sounds like something I would hear on that project.
I'm not from the instrumental, I'm not terribly mad at that.
Are you? I'm so maybe I'm. I don't hear that at all. Graduation Kanye would make this song.
No, the vocal delivery and the subject matter, all that's totally different. I think you mean the instrumental
production.
Yeah, I mean production wise. Yeah, that's what I'm speaking.
I think the second half maybe, but not the first part. Definitely not the first half.
So I can agree with you, but the second half is what draws me in. So maybe I'm paying more attention to that.
I
don't
love
know.
I think I agree with both of you. I think I agree that it's a really, really good Drake hit. Like it's really exciting. It sounds totally different. It has the culture. I see it online all the time. But I agree with you that its chart position speaks to the decline of Drake as the superstar. The fact that this could not overtake Luther, like a 4-month-old like ballad hit, speaks to the shift that's happened. This should be number one, and I think this fell out of the top 10 within the first month of it being on the charts, and that speaks to the decline of Drake because this is a great song. This is a great hit. This does work so well at clubs and at parties. The fact that it cannot stay in the top 5, Drake would have 3 years ago, this song is number one for weeks.
That point I agree with to an extent.
Yeah.
But I think we also have to contextualize it. Carti just dropped. Luther, when you talk about Luther, I think SZA is one of them. Like cut from that cloth, hard to compete with. Like she gets called the female Drake. Like you can't beat her. That song does numbers on Reels.
SZA got you wiped down.
You know, like it's I really don't think he's like gonna be able to beat SZA.
But that song does not have the recipe of a hit.
But it's just a great song.
It is a great song. But Drake made a great song that is a hit record.
It's not the same, but like, and I think that like, but why isn't Luther a hit?
Do you think it sounds like a standard top 10 hit?
I think that what makes Luther sound like that to me is the fact that my mom could play Luther. And I don't think my mom is playing Nokia.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I just think it's a wider demographic that Luther is appealing to.
Probably because of the sample too.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's just like easier to have people of all ages like that, where Nokia feels very young youth energy. And then on top of that, you got an entire Carti album that was charting and shit like that. Like,
well, I mean, that don't.
You know what is crazy? That you keep saying the Carti thing, and I don't know. I think that proves Spencer's point more. It's like you were like Carti just dropped, but Carti, like, I mean, I guess he hadn't dropped since when 2020 with 2020. So hard to tell, but like 2020 Carti is not competing with Drake on any level. Like, it's actually kind of insane that you're even saying this now. I'm not saying that I don't understand that. I completely understand. Like, music was highly anticipated. He deserves his flowers for his chart position, whatever. But I think it just speaks to what Spencer's saying. Drake has declined. Carti is a bigger artist.
I think Drake is 100% declined.
Mm-hmm.
I think Drake.
And that's all I'm saying.
I think that Drake had, but I don't think that's like a bad thing. Like, I don't think it's like I don't think it's a big decline.
I think this is just the first time that we can really point and say, okay, he's not on top anymore.
And I'm like, yeah. And I think that's fine.
Yeah, and the song's great.
Tight.
That is one of my takeaways from, wow, this really can't stick around in the top 10. That's crazy. People don't actually, like Drake's public perception has actually taken a big hit. Because this wouldn't be the case 3 years ago.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's a public perception thing, though.
Less people are listening to the music then.
I think everyone likes it. I think there's just other shit that people want to hear more.
No.
Why? Why can't that be the case? Why
can we get the top 10 up? When do you do it?
I hate being the Google guy. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he's really not the moment anymore.
Yeah.
There's a moment going on, but he's not the moment. And I said Carti's a bigger artist. Carti's a hotter artist right now. That's a crazy way to phrase it. But
there's other songs in there that like Drake should look like the Drake that from a couple years ago would be able to outsell and outpace.
See, I don't know if this is April 5th. This right?
You shouldn't be the Billboard guy.
You know what I mean?
Should be Osei.
So do it.
Can you give us the chart, Osei?
Yeah, let me pull it up.
Miles tried to do it last episode.
It's weird because I feel like the chart has changed in terms of like the way they designed it, so it is a little.
Because I saw whatever I just looked at had Nokia at number 7.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it got back to the top 10. I remember like 2 weeks ago it fell out.
And Carti dropped 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So I'm like, that's why I'm like, I don't think that what we're saying is really like. I think this record is doing everything it's supposed to do and was expected to do.
I disagree.
What was the initial question was Luther and Nokia? Like what chart position they're at?
No, just can you give us the whole top 10?
Oh yeah, the top 10. So chart dated April 5th, 2025. We have Luther at number 1, Die With a Smile by Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, A Bar Song, Shabuzi,
That's crazy.
Just In Case, Morgan Wallen, which is new, Pink Pony Club, Chappell Roan, Lose Control, Teddy Swims, Nokia, Drake, Beautiful Things, Benson Boone, Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar, Apartment, APT, Rose, and Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
So that's the top 10.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I still think that 3 years ago, Nokia is topping a lot of these songs that have been on the top 10 for a year now.
Yeah.
Teddy Swims,
The Teddy Swims one is very impressive.
You know, like,
but again, like those, I feel like a lot of the songs ahead of it are just songs that people of all ages are playing, which I think is a real thing.
That's fair.
Yeah, that is fair.
But I think that Nokia has. So you think Nokia hasn't done everything that it's supposed to do?
Which is crazy.
You know, like, that doesn't even make sense to me.
No, I do think that, but it's just held to the Drake standard, and maybe that's what I'm trying to say. Maybe it's time we change that standard. Because Drake is such a prolific artist.
But what's the standard?
Number 1.
That's, bro. Like,
no, he's a number 1 artist.
I feel you, but
that's the standard with Drake.
But there's always been, okay. And as someone who's been objective with Drake, I think for his entire career, I think we all love Drake, but I think we also have artists that we respect and enjoy just as much, if not more than Drake. Drake doesn't have to automatically be number 1 because there's people who are also putting out quality music that is competitive with him. Even if he is at the peak of his powers. Even if Drake is at his best, there's still people that are putting out music that is competitive with it. And there's a lot of people who throughout history, we're friends with a lot of them, that don't like Drake.
Yeah, I think Drake in years past with a song weaker than Nokia has bodied songs better than it's losing to right now. And what I'm thinking about is also this is definitely a lack of universal push. Like, I think that is also what we're seeing right now. We're seeing how powerful the machine was behind propping Drake up. You know what I'm saying? Because without it, because now there's no push, you know?
And with no push, he's number 7. That seems like it's done everything it's supposed to do.
Well, it's not number 1, but
that's fine. It's like not.
But like you like Life's Good is instant number 1 for weeks and weeks and weeks when that comes out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A worst song. Like just a for sure worst song, right? Oh no, you like that one. My bad.
It is interesting because when Drake used to drop, I forget the last album that did this. I gotta look it up later. He used to just cover the top 10.
Yeah.
Like it looked like when Taylor Swift dropped.
And I'll say it like this. I think rap used to be on top back then. So I think it was easier for those situations to happen. So now that rap isn't on top, I think it's more difficult for him to do something like that. So again, I'm not looking at him no way because of this. Like, I don't think that, I didn't expect anything more from this. I think this is I think this song has had a great run and is doing a great thing and is doing exactly what it's supposed to do in the culture, on streaming, on charting. I don't think Drake's mad about it. You know what I mean? And it was on an album with Party. You know what I mean? It wasn't even a solo Drake release technically, even though it's just his song. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I think that this was a good rollout. I think that the video was a good way to put a stamp on it. Through the IMAX shit, I think that this breathed a little bit of new life into the song. I'm not mad at it.
The boys just content, just getting beat by a bunch of old songs on the charts.
I think also, like, you could say you can say that rap isn't number 1 as a reason for maybe his project not performing. But then you have Kendrick Lamar, who is number 1, is doing a stadium tour with SZA, has been consistently on the Billboard charts all year with a shorter project than, I think we talked about how his project was much shorter than Carti's, and like obviously as a whole, like was positioned better. And like, yeah, different artists, but I just think that I don't know if that's the argument that I leave.
But that's what I'm saying, that Kendrick dropped a better project. I think Luther's a better song. So I think that it should be having more success. I think that Not Like Us was in the culture way bigger than this. It mattered more, was more of a topic of conversation. People who weren't even like fully tapped into the beef heard that song. That song was basically everywhere. You couldn't escape it. So like, I feel like everything that's happening with those records makes sense. But then like, I don't think in past years, Drake would be losing to a bar song, the new Morgan Wallen song. But I think that country is having a huge moment right now. So I think that like you're seeing those songs really get propped up now. Like it used to be cool to hate on country. Now it seems like it's cool for people of all different demographics to say, I actually like this country song.
Yeah.
I actually like this country artist.
You're right.
So, the climate isn't favoring him, but again, I'll put on my OVO cape for today.
Yo, are people not tired of a bar song? How? I guess sync, because those commercials keep running and the radio, but I'm like, yo, number 3?
I don't know, bro. I went to what I would consider a semi-country college, and every single time I went to the local bar, like they were just playing the same songs over and over again. It's the same playlist.
Yep.
And I think a bar song slides perfectly into that playlist.
Forever.
You feel me?
Forever. It is in perpetuity. I do want to ask just about Nokia, because I do think that it's a fire hit song. And I kind of want to get your guys' take on that song versus maybe some of Drake's other big hits throughout his career. And just see which one you guys prefer. So I'm going to give you Nokia and I'm going to give you another song. And I want to hear which one both of you guys prefer. So we'll start with like Nokia versus God's Plan.
Nokia.
Easy one for both of y'all.
I don't fuck with God's Plan.
Nokia versus Hotline Bling.
Nokia.
Hotline Bling.
Oof.
Hotline Bling.
Hotline Bling.
Hotline Bling it's a better song.
He used to call me on my cell phone.
Because I'm thinking
song.
about that last verse on Hotline Bling. I think that Nokia has the potential to be better than Hotline Bling, but it needs more time. So I'll say Hotline Bling.
Okay. Nokia or Nice for What?
Nokia. I'd listen to Nokia more for enjoyment than I ever listened to
Nice for What?
Nice for What?
Nice for what? Nice for what?
I love Nice for What. I'm so glad you didn't both say Nokia. Nokia versus Controller.
Controller.
Bro,
that's that was
I took over not only the summer but that year and honestly the decade, bro.
For sure.
I love Controller.
Crazy.
That's a special song.
Nokia or Passion Fruit?
Nokia. You can't get the island vibes, bro.
I don't know if
I'm giving you all the hits.
Why is Passion Fruit so popular? I don't think I get it. I think it's a good song. I think it's a little boring. I don't know.
Ooh,
I think
it's
it's
so
a little
easy
boring.
to listen
it's a little
to.
boring.
It's a vibe.
Yeah, it's a background vibe, but it's not like a function vibe.
Ooh.
So what do you? You're gonna take Nokia?
Maybe if I'm like sauced, like at the function, and I'm just like,
What the fuck the function? What the fuck the function?
Seeing you
got
ritualistic.
That's hard, bro. That's hard not to fuck with.
Low key Passion Fruit,
Bro, that's what I'm saying. I think it's so hard to put Nokia up against these songs though that aren't like, because I think the thing with like a God's Plan or like even like a Nice for What, regardless of how you feel about it, it's like these songs were like everywhere, like inescapable to the point of being like overplayed.
Yeah.
But like, so like, I might be tired of them, but like all this other shit like is a vibe, bro. Like, and I think Nokia could eventually compete with it, but like it just hasn't been out long enough.
One of the reasons I think I might lean more into your point about it could age really well is because I'm thinking about all the other songs that Spencer mentioned, and I'm like, half of them I found like annoying at the time. You know, I find like, especially the first half of Nokia, I find it a little bit annoying. And I know Hotline Bling was mad annoying when it first came out.
Yeah.
I know like, not Passion Fruit, but like a Nice for What, like I liked, but I wasn't like gung-ho over it and it grew on me. Like I think, and obviously Drake's music grows on people pretty heavy. So I might have to give it a little bit more time.
Life is Good versus Nokia.
Yeah, Nokia.
Okay. Laugh Now, Cry Later or Nokia?
Nokia.
Nokia or Best I Ever Had?
Best I ever had. Oh
That's
my
not
god!
gonna
Oh
happen.
yeah.
That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
I had to hear the song in my head one time. I was like, yeah, that's not gonna
I
happen.
thought
That's not gonna
I
happen.
thought you were gonna do the wrong.
I wouldn't
thing.
do that. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. Jimmy Cooks or Nokia?
Nokia.
Fair. I agree.
Tired of Jimmy Cooks?
Oh, I actually really like Jimmy Cooks. I'm
I
sorry.
don't know if I love this song.
No.
That's fair. Okay, yeah, we're done playing the game. Sorry.
Spin About You or Nokia?
Jumpman or Nokia?
Oh,
Nokia.
Jumpman.
I hated Jumpman.
Yeah.
He has too many of those. He has too many of
Nokia
those songs.
Nokia or Started from the Bottom?
Nokia. Started from the bottom.
I hate Started from the
No,
Bottom.
that's a great song.
I have never. I think I've played Started from the Bottom, start to finish, less than 10 times in my life. I
mean, yeah.
despise that song.
I'm not gonna
I
cape
loved
for
that
it.
song when I was like
That
12.
shit is whack as hell.
I'm
bro.
not gonna cape for it, but okay. So I really like that song, but let me ask you because I said this a little earlier. Drake's music ages really well. I think that's like a given, like
I agree.
universal thing. But why is it that like some of the songs like they start off so corny almost? Like not I'm sorry to call them corny, but like a little bit cringe. Like I think Started from the Bottom is a little cringe. I think like Hotline Bling is a little bit cringe. I think even like Passion Fruit for me was a little cringe, even though I don't know if everybody agrees with that, but for me a little cringe. Like why does it feel like he starts off cringe but then it grows on you?
I think a lot of it is like because we're force fed some of these hits that are actually really good songs, but in the moment, like it's really hard to like them when you hear them constantly, you know. But then when you go back, you're like, oh wait, this is actually kind of a fire song. Plus, it's nostalgic and you know all the words even because it was force fed to you, you know.
Yeah,
I get cringe from the bars on like I wouldn't agree that those songs. I think more like God's playing like I only love my bed and my mama, I'm sorry. That's just fucking trash, bro. Or fuck, I'm blanking now. But yeah, Started from the Bottom, now we're here, just repeating that over and over again. Like that shit was whack to me always in like that monotone ass voice. The one that I was so wrong about, I hated Just Hold On, We're Going Home at first.
Really?
And now I love that song.
yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking at first.
Yeah.
I was tripping. I don't think I was like, I wasn't vibing, bro. I was too inside.
It's one of his best. It's one of his best songs to me too.
I was way too inside at 14 years old.
I think also like
Shit.
maybe the reason is Drake always in his demeanor, in like some of the actions he takes, like in person in social media, and like with some of the bars, like sometimes feels like maybe self-deprecating isn't the word, but he's always making fun of himself.
He does, and I was to Spencer's point. The videos I don't think ever help because all the songs that we're talking about. Tell me when he did the little fucking dance in the Hotline Bling video, that did not help.
No,
that made it corny a little
when he
bit.
cried and laughed now, cried
You
later.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like the Started from the Bottom video when you started off and it's like the opening wide shot of like a young Drake running down a soccer field. It's like, all right, well, that video is fucking funny though. I can't lie.
Yeah.
Like there's like the cashier scene, if you remember that. That's just funny. But yeah, we gave Drake 30 minutes.
Yeah, we got to move on.
For a mid video. Talking about the real biggest in the rap game right now, DDG just finished up his hit-a-thon. I think that DDG is one of the more interesting people when you zoom out of obviously controversy and music as a content creator. I saw he sat down, did 360 with Speedy Morman, and he said he himself is probably a top 5 content creator ever. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. I was someone who saw the come up from like watching like him on YouTube to where he is now. And I think that he's always been like this whole era of streamers, and what makes them all cool is like the relatability. And I think a lot of like young kids can look at them and be like, oh, this dude is cool, normal, not corny, and is doing this internet shit. I think DDG's always been that. And I think that what he's done and has been able to monetize this and also been very transparent about it. So you can really see all the changes in his life, how he's grown, how he's put his family on. I think it's really, really dope. And I think it's inspirational. So I enjoyed seeing this. I enjoyed seeing him. He went live for 7 straight days to finish his album, and then also said that when he got to 40,000 subs, he was going to cut his dreads. I think it's funny that he set his sub goal at 40,000 knowingly, because that would just put him right above Plaque Max, who I think has been the hottest streamer of this year. So I kind of was like, there's a little bit of ego attached to that, but I think DDG has always been transparent, and you've seen it, even if he hasn't always talked about it or admitted it. Ego's a big thing with him. But he accomplished it. He did it. He hit the 40K. Bro chopped his hair. He got on the wave. You know what I mean? I started shit. You see how niggas copy me.
Yeah.
You see how everybody cut their hair out, they cut at my hair, but let me not. But yeah, how did you guys feel about it? Did you tune in?
Yeah, I tuned in a couple times. I couldn't really tune into the whole thing, but I really was impressed, to be honest. Because when I did tune in, I'm not saying that like the whole thing was like the most entertaining thing ever. I think if you're streaming for 24 hours, 7 days a week, like there are going to be some moments where there are lulls, but not even really knowing. It's funny, I'm a content creator now too, but I will say I'm not very knowledgeable about the people in content creation. When he made that top 5 statement, I was like, damn, I don't even know if I could name a top 5 confidently, because I don't know if I have the knowledge. But I feel like his ability to entertain and to continue going and just have that battery in your back where you're just not going to stop, and even have the cameras rolling when you're sleeping, I think that's a crazy skill. And knowing that he also came from YouTube originally and like is coming over to Twitch and doing this, like the dude didn't have like the most amount of subs. You know what I mean? Like there's even a clip of, I think it was Deshaun Frost, maybe someone else. Deshae, sorry, my bad. Deshae Frost making fun of him because he had like 6,000 subs at one point. You know what I mean? Like it's all on the content side is definitely all earned, not given. And I feel like it's like the concept of combining like the music with the streaming. I think he like effortlessly did it, you know?
I mean, I think that what's cool about him is I think you see a lot of creators try to talk about what they do in a very like intelligent way and like try to break it down for their fan bases. And I don't think all of them know how to put it into words. I think DDG has excellently and eloquently went A to Z how he's done everything, and will tell you about it before he does it.
Yeah.
So like when he saw the Kai shit, he was like, okay, now I understand that with the streaming shit, it's about doing it for a long time and you have to spend money on production. You can't, if you want to make money, if you want to get this shit, you have to actually have activities to where you're not even always being engaging or on, but you just have to pay to have people come through, events going on, something. You have to entertain people with things, even if it's not just you, and you just have to stay live the whole time.
Yeah.
Sleeping, whatever, you just gotta go the entire time or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that what was really funny for me was the YouTube shit, because he has 4 different channels, over 3 million viewers or 3 million subscribers. And then if you look at him when he started the vlogs, you know, he was editing them at first and doing the whole thing and chopping it down. And then once he got really big and famous and had that consistent following, he was, wait, if I do longer videos, that's more ads. So he started posting daily vlogs with no edits, no cuts, 3 hours long.
That's so crazy.
Every single day. And was going stupid and would tell niggas exactly why he was doing it.
Yeah.
And it was like, I think it was so easy to support him because it wasn't like someone was hiding something or like trying to do like, you know what I mean? Like pull a trick on you or anything, or like just like finesse or make lazy content. He was very transparent. He's like, I'm going to put a bunch of ads in this because I want to make more money.
Yeah.
And if you want to fuck with me, like I'm going to still move around and do shit. Like you guys are going to get to come with me. You know, my life is interesting, but this is what I'm doing. And if you want to rock with it, rock with it. And if you don't, okay.
Yeah. There's an honesty and a transparency, even when it comes to like the stuff with the ego. Like, I think like he kind of sees the world as content, it feels like.
Yes.
Which, you know, sometimes doesn't really play in his favor. Like, I think all the stuff that, you know, went on in like, you know, I guess across his relationships, you know what I'm saying? And then also with his family, like, you know, sometimes it does feel like, at least for me personally, do I want to put all that information and all that stuff out there and like turn it into content and kind of like put people I know in the limelight like that. But then it also allows people like Woo Wop to be a thing, where it's like, what? That's his little cousin or his nephew? Or?
Yeah, this is that's his cousin's son. So I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know you would call that, but it's like now he's able to put his family in position
exactly
at even a young age. You know what I mean? And like really continue to build his own like business and empire. So I don't know. I really enjoyed the hit-a-thon. I liked all the guests. I thought some of the guests were mad funny.
Yeah.
Like I was like, these people are mad. Right
Who was on there?
The Baby, Queen Naija, Shabuzi,
Wiz Khalifa.
Wiz Khalifa was on there. Yeah.
Nice.
Who else? I feel like
He
we're
was
missing
bringing
someone.
girls on
Mon.
every.
Mon was on there too. Yeah. Who else, bro? Yeah, there were a bunch of random girls, but I don't know. I'm assuming they're all content creators too.
Yeah.
Shout out him, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out him.
Yeah, big
what
shout
he's
out,
built is incredible. It's crazy. It blows my mind that there are people that will watch a 3-hour vlog every day. How is there an audience for that? How, like, I ask myself that a lot of the questions about live streaming too. How are there audiences for that? Who just sits around and watches this content all day?
I think it becomes background content for people at a time.
Yeah.
And I think people don't have, you know how we have like a bunch of podcasts we listen to or like a bunch of music we listen to?
Yeah.
There's some people that like,
Just want to watch DDG live his life.
or like just want to, you know, I equate it to like the people who watch like, who listen to like 5 songs like all the time, or like a couple albums, or like aren't constantly searching for new music. You know,
Yeah.
it's just like, this is my entertainment. It's like, it's probably like comfort shit for them. You know what I mean? Like I could turn my brain off. I don't have to think about this. I don't have to go searching for new things. You know what I mean? I could go play this and go about my day, whether it's, you know. Now, do I want to hear DDG in the background while I'm cooking a meal for my family? Probably not. You know, like it's just, you know, but
Yeah,
that's some people's bag.
I'm judging you if we pull up to your house and you throw on the 3-hour DDD day in a life vlog. I'm so sorry. I don't want to come on and hate, but I'm judging the fuck out of you.
No, but okay. So 2 things to your point. One, we want to find those people. We want to find those people for sure. So
cut this out, maybe.
No, we don't got to cut it out.
Yeah.
I think it's part of the process, but I think it's like, yeah, we definitely want to find those people, and I do pray that there's an audience out there that is interested in watching like content like that from us, because I think that that's really like the next phase. Obviously, this phase, but you know, we can do so much more. And then 2, the content game is interesting because I felt that way almost, but I don't even remember when this happened. In college, I met this girl, super pretty, and I was like, want to get to know a little bit more. I think one day, like, we were hanging out just on some casual shit, and we were about to eat, and she like threw on like a mukbang video.
That's crazy.
And I was just like, wait, what's going on right now? And she's like, yeah, like I eat to mukbang videos. It makes me feel like comfort, whatever.
We're eating together. It's like we're having a meal.
Exactly. And that was like, no offense, such a turnoff to me. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like I'm watching somebody else eat. This is really,
you hear them eat.
You hear them eat, the noise and everything. This is really uncomfortable. I'm never doing this again.
Yeah.
But I think that these things exist for a reason. They have millions of views for a reason, because people are actually watching it and engaging with it. And so I don't think that we definitely shouldn't like be passing judgment. It's more just on we should be maybe trying to reach them. Because I don't know. I would never really watch that.
And I have 2 things also. One, how do you think people feel when they walk in and you have on the 3.5-hour Joe Budden podcast?
Well, I think it's different.
Why?
Because they're talking about things.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
A lot of the time they're not, and we both know that. Niggas don't be talking about nothing, and because he, in the videos, be talking shit too.
Yeah.
Talking about whatever, you know what I mean? It's just whose perspective do you care about? I was never like, you know, I grew up watching the like YouTube videos, you know what I mean? So when we started doing the vlogs, I've never been a vlog type of person. But then for me, someone who never really understood the content game as a young person, but knew that, oh my God, I see this person who looks like me providing for his family, not having to go to work and doing some boring shit, look like he's doing fly shit, looks like, you know what I mean? This is aspirational. Low key gave me like clues to be like, this is how you do it.
Yeah, no, he's dope.
And then he
Everything
would talk
he
about
did
it.
is dope. I'm not saying.
No, I'm saying the videos.
Yeah.
I think that there was moments and like he would title them also in interesting ways, like how to get money. Like, you know what I mean? Like he was really like giving young people in this content space game on how to do it if they wanted to come up. And I think that was what was really cool to me. And again, like mad long. So like there's like stupid shit in there. So you're not like fucking watching the whole thing.
Yeah.
But like if you watch the first like 10, 15 minutes of these videos, like he would actually be like talking about some relevant shit. And I'd be like, oh, this is pretty helpful actually. And it's giving me like some guidance into like, obviously not like how to approach real life, but how to approach content, how to approach social media, how to build up a following on YouTube and things like that, you know? I think there might have even been a point when he was like everyone else, like selling like a course or some shit on like this stuff. Like there is something to be learned from this space. And I think that for me, watching these people, watching a lot of like, even like, you know, I'm not watching a full stream of anybody, but clicking on them, seeing them, interacting with that content has made it easier for me to also do that stuff now. Watching a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, as a content creator.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I have a question.
Yeah.
Going back to the girl watching the mukbang videos. Do you guys find bad taste in content as a turnoff?
I would say yes, based off of the story, yes.
Miles, are you judging someone? Like, are you less interested in someone based on the content they consume?
It depends. It can't all be bad. If you have some bad content, it's okay. But if all of your content is bad, yes.
Yeah.
But I'm like, because I used to be like, you know what I mean? I love my queen. You know what I mean? I used to think that I'd have to like be with someone who's really into music.
Yeah.
And got fine music taste.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Like my girlfriend listens to some good music. If I put her on a good song, she'll enjoy it. She be playing like musicals and bullshit and like watching musicals.
Yeah.
I will tell her that shit is trash, bro.
Yeah.
I'm never doing that shit. Like I'm off that, you know? But then she'll also like put me on to some fire other shit, like a YouTube video that she's watching. I'm like, oh, that was actually entertainment. Or like when like she'll like send me a reel. Like if someone is sending you reels or like TikToks and they're all trash, then I'm like, yo, my nigga, what did you consider?
Yeah.
Like that's not even funny, bro. Like get off my phone with that bullshit. Like, I'm off that. But like if you're funny in some way or have some entertaining shit to be like, okay, like this person's personality isn't completely trash. Like, you know what I mean? Like everything you consume is bad.
Yeah.
You're good. But you can't. Yeah, mukbang is terrible. If you watch mukbangs, I'll say that. I think you're weird as shit.
I think it's all in moderation. I think of everything like a diet. You know what I'm saying? Like I think we're all constantly on diets, and what we consume in any form is affecting who we are as people. Whether it's the food we eat, the music we listen to, the people we talk to, the content we consume, it's all manifesting in our personalities and in how we are perceived by the outside world. So yes, I think every part of your diet, your musical diet, your content diet, your food diet is important to who you become. So I am pretty concerned, not pretty concerned, I'm moderately concerned about every aspect of the diet of the people I'm around. I have another question. Talking about DDG, thinking he's top 5 content creator.
Okay.
Who is the GOAT content creator of all time?
The first person that came to mind when this conversation started, even though I don't think this is real, is Joji.
Whoa.
Like, I think Joji was a really talented content creator. And I feel like he was able to transition that seamlessly into an artist career. But like Joji at one point was like,
bro,
like millions and billions of views on the internet.
Don't talk to me about no Joji. Mr. Beast bought a city.
Okay. I'm not here to say that I'm the most educated on all that.
Yeah.
I was just like, if we're talking about like GOATs, we're looking in the past too.
Yeah,
I think Mr. Beast is probably a bigger content creator. I just
Beast,
think what Joji did was like an interesting transition.
It's fair.
Beast
It's
is
fair.
up there.
That's a good
I think
one.
Joji's up there. Are we taking like, can I speak about people who I don't necessarily consume their content or have never enjoyed their content? I think you have to put Logan and Jake Paul up there then.
Yeah.
I think you have to
put
put
for sure.
I look at people who have been able to trade, because when I say GOAT content creator, it has to be someone who's made it work on multiple platforms.
Well, yeah. What about like a Cody Co pre-allegations? Vine, YouTube successful podcast, stand-up career.
I never really thought he was funny. I just think there's other people who have done the transitions that he have. But he's up there.
Yeah.
He's up there. FouseyTube to me is hilarious. That is the GOAT. He's the best crash outs I've ever seen.
Yeah, definitely.
He is hilarious content.
Kai's up there.
Kai's not up there for me.
No, he's not?
No, I think he's too new, too early. I think he's streaming. I think he's still in that just this bag and is expanding out.
He was doing YouTube too.
Streaming in YouTube. I'll give him YouTube.
I think Kai has already done way more than some of the people that you said.
Who?
Joji.
Kai
is everything.
Joji.
That like Mr. Pink guy he was doing, like that was like a real thing. It was,
Joji
honestly,
was a thing, bro.
It was pretty. If you look back, it was actually pretty fucked up.
And
some
then,
stuff they were doing.
Oh yeah,
and to be honest, I'm saying that because none of it got to me.
Yeah,
I didn't see none of it. I don't think you could say anyone in this world would say that about Kai Cenat, that they have just none of that content's gotten to me. He is everywhere. I think he is way bigger than whatever that was, to be honest, just because I wasn't even included in it.
Well, he's becoming okay. So like him and like a Drewski, for example, like they're becoming like very popular with the press.
I think you could take. I think outside of Joji, I don't think Joji's a good one. I'll take Joji out, but besides Joji, Kai doesn't compete with anyone else we named.
And we named Mr. Beast, Logan and Jake Paul, FouseyTube. I don't know enough about Fousey besides the crazy clips. Has he been at it for a long time?
Bro, the prank videos, like he's a YouTube GOAT.
Okay.
He's a YouTube GOAT. Now he's done the streaming thing too.
I mean, what about like a PewDiePie? Most subscribed on YouTube for so long.
But
like during
such a specific lane. I think Kai beats him. I think Kai beats him out. I think Kai beats him out.
What about Fred?
I mean, I think PewDiePie destroys FouseyTube. Bro,
I disagree.
PewDiePie was the #1 subscribed channel for like majority of YouTube's life.
But I think that FouseyTube was extremely relevant while PewDiePie was also relevant, and Fousey is still relevant, and nobody's talking about PewDiePie. So I just think that like his era kind of was short-lived.
Crazy sentences. Crazy sentences.
YouTube, bro.
Because I have some names. I have some names I can bring up right now that I don't even want to.
Y'all missed my Fred comment, but it wasn't.
No, I heard
funny.
you say Fred.
It wasn't that funny though. So I'll take the L with that one.
Is there any TikToker that belongs in this conversation?
Nah. Who's really
Jojo Siwa?
Nah.
Charlie D'Amelio?
The one that shout out Addison Rae. I think she has the songs that are kind of going crazy.
Yeah.
But is she like
too early? I don't think she. No,
because I feel like she went low key. She might be a musician longer than she'll be a TikToker.
That's why I'm thinking like she probably belongs more in like the Joji category.
Yeah. What was the first YouTube channel you subscribed to?
Kick Genius. Ooh, or Chris Smooth. Kick Genius or Chris Smooth.
Oh, Chris Smooth was great.
Smooth's fire.
Mine was Ray William Johnson.
I don't know who that is.
Equals 3?
I don't know who.
That was early. I was like 9. It was like 2008, 2009. He would do like a show where he highlighted like 3 viral videos like every week, and he was funny, and he would just...
I'm dead.
I was like 9 years old, but I need to see where he's at now.
Man, I don't know. I've always kind of... Did you guys always want to create content?
I don't know if I was... Yeah, I mean, I was making YouTube videos since I was a kid.
You know?
I've always... My whole life, I've made YouTube videos.
Yeah. I think I was like always watching from afar, but the people that I always like subscribed to and watched, I always like... I did like... I think like the black YouTube space was always really cool. And like I always was like, oh, like these dudes look mad normal. Because I obviously saw like the really big people, like the fucking PewDiePie or whatever, bro. But like I was like, I'm not going to be these people. I don't speak like them. I'm not playing games. This isn't like interesting to me all the way. But like seeing like there was dudes doing like sneaker reviews. You know what I mean? Early on. Or like I would watch like the music reviews. Fantano was an early one that I subscribed to and like went back on all of his videos. He was really cool. But yeah, bro. I think I always wanted to do it. I just didn't know how. And I'm Spencer.
Huh?
Did I not
Hell
speak to
yeah.
I was like, oh, now there's someone else to embarrass themselves with me. I think I was afraid to do it by myself.
For sure. It's
terrifying.
I mean, it's hard, especially like we're all starting streaming. Like speaking to the camera is very difficult, especially by yourself. I feel like I always wanted to do it. I just didn't know how, and it is a lengthy and kind of like, what is the word, like laborious process, arduous process for sure. I feel like college it became a little bit more realistic because I went to college with, you know, Nathan Zed or no?
Mm-mm.
He's a YouTuber too.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. I went to college with him, and like that's a good friend. And I just saw him do it so effortlessly, and like get like crazy amounts of views. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, this is something that I've always thought about, but never really seen up close. Like this is really cool that he does that. And but I never started until I met you guys.
Once it clicked for me that all the niggas I subscribed to doing first reactions and music reviews on YouTube had no credentials and just liked music, I was like, wait, I have opinions. I can sit in front of a camera and say them. Lastly, I'll move on quick, I promise. I think the streaming thing by myself isn't crazy to me because I'm a crazy person and I talk to myself.
I do too.
And I think that is why I don't mind it. Because it's like I can just talk to myself and now someone will respond.
I constantly talk to myself when I cook.
That's funny.
Maybe I should do a cooking stream. Because every day I cook and I explain everything I'm doing to no one, like I'm on Food Network.
Yeah. Oh man, I wish I could have someone hear my self-talk during the workday.
It's probably so negative.
It's probably like,
are you mean to yourself?
Oh, I say terrible things to myself. Probably what Justin Bieber says to himself often. A lot, you know what I mean?
He's not saying a lot to himself.
Yeah. Have you guys seen what's going on with the Biebs?
Yeah, briefly. I'm a little confused on what's going on, to be honest.
So if you saw Justin Bieber's Instagram live from the weekend, he was in the studio playing some new music.
Yeah.
That sounded heavily inspired by Playboy Carti. Just very ad-libby, high-pitched voice, da-da-da. I don't know how to feel about Justin Bieber because one, we know he's supposed to be entering his R&B era again. We're getting Black Justin Bieber back, which I'm a fan of. I think that one day I'll see him looking kind of put together and like okay, and like, oh, you're getting this. Maybe we're gonna get this album, and then another minute, I'm seeing him not even like all the way tweaked out. I think Justin just smokes a lot of weed and just goes live.
Yeah,
and don't be giving a fuck.
Yeah,
I'm not all the way worried about him. I think people take social media too seriously, and I think that someone as big as him with the platform he has, whenever he be on there being silly and like kind of dumb and like probably faded, people are like, whoa, this dude's on drugs, bro. But like we also saw him in the snow, like smoking like a blunt and just like vibing to like, what was it, like Don Toliver?
Yeah.
Like, you know, this dude is harmless.
Yeah, the track was god awful.
Yeah.
So fucking terrible. One of the worst things I've ever heard. And that's why I think it's a rollout. That's why I think this whole thing's a rollout. He's too good and too talented of an artist to ever actually make something that terrible. So I do believe this is an attention grab, because did you see now that there's all the rumors with Hailey and how like his Instagram got deactivated and like she unfollowed him, but then she said it was just because it got hacked. You see all that?
No.
There's all this drama around him, and I don't know. People are saying that she's controlling him. There's all these narratives, these Kanye-esque narratives going around the internet. I think he's rolling out his album and gaining attention.
I don't think all of that.
No?
I think Justin Bieber suffers from severe mental health issues. Like severe mental health issues.
Mm-hmm.
I think there is something going on with him mentally that has been going on for years, and I think that's why he acted out before. I think he's always been a little bit off, right? And I think that he is having a difficult moment. And I think that he has difficult moments. I think that when you struggle with things like that, you have good and bad weeks, good and bad days, you know what I mean? And I think that he is someone who's been in the public eye since he was, 12 or some shit?
Yeah.
So I think that the way he goes about displaying these things, where if we have a bad day and act out or post some dumb shit on social media or do a little weird moment on social media, I'm sure we've seen even our friends have moments like this. It's like, oh, okay, they're just being off, and you can click past it. But for him, when he does a weird Instagram live, thousands upon thousands of people are seeing it, clipping it, doing all the shit. So I think that Justin Bieber, you should check on him. You should ask him if he's okay. But I don't think he would ever put out the song like you're saying.
Yeah.
That he did.
So I'm confused on your stance. Do you think he was just faded and having fun, or do you think there is a problem and he's crashing out?
I don't think he's crashing out.
Yeah.
I think that he is faded and high and probably trying to run away from things anyways. And already has underlying mental health issues and problems. So I just am like, I think people are just reading into it too much all the way.
Okay.
Whether it's, you know what I mean? Whether he's high, I think there's both. I think like the Snow video when he's smoking weed, having a good time, vibing, everything's cool.
Yeah.
This other one, maybe he was also high, but maybe he smoked weed that day to forget about some things.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He didn't seem high to me in either one. It seems troll. It seems troll and like just kind of getting back in conversation, to be completely honest. I'm playing like right after Carti album comes out, I'm playing this super memey, terrible Carti inspired song. He's smoking the blunt. And I don't know. I don't know. The way he was.
Well, he's definitely faded.
The way he was hitting that backwood, I'm like, I don't think he's finishing that. I think he's taking the 3 hits for the video and passing it, to be honest. But that was just my take.
Justin Bieber smokes big weed. You don't think Justin Bieber smokes big weed?
I don't know.
Whoa, that's a hot take. I think that nigga be faded, bro. Fried for sure, bro. He gives stoner vibes for sure.
I definitely see it, but I don't know. Call me crazy. The way he was hitting that backwood, he didn't look like he'd smoked one in a long time.
I don't know. I think that I do hope that he gets the attention he needs, in terms of maybe someone to talk to or help. Because it does seem like what Miles said is true, that he's going through some mental health issues right now. And honestly, throughout his career, obviously has in separate stages. If it's a rollout, I don't think it's a good one. Because I saw his story today and I was like, bro, none of this even makes sense to me. And if this is just his way of communicating with his audience, I don't follow him. So if this is his way of communicating with his audience that I'm unaware of, maybe I'm missing the greater point, but it doesn't feel like a team is behind what's going on. It feels like he's just taking control of his own social media and is like, I'm just going to do whatever I want on this, whatever I find funny in the moment, and I'm just going to spread it.
I'd agree with that.
So
and
I don't think it's very thoughtful.
You saw him DM like Rob49.
I did see that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like he posted the 1900 Rugrats song.
He's trolling.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's troll.
No?
I think Justin Bieber is actually let me think about this. So have you seen kind of what I don't remember who Justin Timberlake was dating at the time. But someone came out and said like when Justin Timberlake was in his Neptune's Justified era and he was trying to be a part of Black culture, he adopted a personality and would move around a certain type of way and say certain things and try to be a part of the culture. And it was a little bit funny.
Yeah.
And I think that Justin Bieber in his R&B era comes from this, has always been a little bit interested in this. You know what I mean? I think he genuinely enjoys the culture and is around it, but is also still a white dude from Canada. So when he does it, it does seem a little bit funny, a little bit awkward, But like, I think this is really him. You know what I mean? I think that these are all things and songs that he's playing and shit that he really does enjoy.
All right. I have a slightly different stance. I think he's more tapped in than that. To be honest, I think he knows he knows a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
And I think he's being selective. And I think Rob49 and 1900 Rugrat are people that when you know a lot in the hip hop space, these are like kind of funny people. You know what I mean? You disagree?
What do you mean by know a lot? I think he knows what's hot.
I think he's aware of the space.
Yes.
And he knows that these are like viral people that will help get attention.
Yeah, but you don't think he actually enjoys it?
I don't think like he might enjoy it.
I think he does. I think Justin Timberlake look at them, I'm calling the nigga the other one. I think he genuinely does enjoy that type of shit. I don't know why. And again, like,
I think he definitely loved the Carti album. I think he definitely loves the Carti
yeah,
album.
you know what I mean? I think he probably loves the bro. How do you not love the Rob 49 song?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could believe that Justin
pretty
Timberlake.
funny.
And you know, like, why not show love? Because I think he also is aware of what him showing love would mean.
Yeah.
Because I think he also is older than a lot of these dudes now. And I don't think he maybe knows how to be an old head yet. Because he still is how old is Justin Bieber? Is he 30?
He's got to only be like 30. Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, I think he's like, yeah, I'm gonna show love to this young boy doing a thing.
Yeah.
You know, this is a fire song. I could shoot you a DM. And because I think that the thing is I don't think he knew that Rob 49 was gonna post it because Justin didn't post it. Rob 49 did.
I think you know what you're doing when you are Justin Bieber and you send a DM.
But why would you not? But is there anything bad about it?
No.
I don't think. Yeah,
I don't think he's doing anything wrong. I think he's.
You just think it's part of the machine.
I just think he's just creatively gaining attention and putting himself back in the conversation. I think we didn't hear from him for years.
But he's never. We have heard from him. Recently.
I don't think he's active on social like that.
Justin Bieber has always been active. I want to say, right?
No,
I don't know. Again, like I said, I don't follow him. So.
And then I don't follow nigga either. But like, and that's why I'm like he's always active because even though I don't follow him, I feel like he's always in it with like his wife.
So is it possible that this is him turning on the tap? Like he doesn't post at all on his story at least, and he doesn't go live. And now all of a sudden that we're in rollout mode, he's just turning it on. And we're really seeing who he is.
Yeah. I think he's just like, time to get active on socials again. I'm going to drop music. I'm going to do this. I don't think it's a crash out at all. I think I'm going to do this funny meme song and see what people say. That's going to get a bunch of attention. Oh, this Rob 49 song is hilarious and fire. I'm going to send him a DM. I don't know if he knew he was going to post it or not, but it definitely
But that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think that's a normal I don't think that's rollout. I think that's just a normal artist thing to do.
I think he's just active on socials again. And it means
yes, I agree with that. I agree with that. I think
Yeah.
he is active on socials because music is supposed to be coming.
Yeah.
I do agree with that statement. Someone who is trying to roll out a project and is doing it in a creative way, YG.
Yeah, he is.
He dropped his song 2004. And again, I think that I have had to figure out how I'm going to address this because I think it was an important message.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it was something that was good that he said. Obviously terrible what happened to him. He basically discusses how he was sexually assaulted at a young age.
Yeah, if you haven't heard the song, go run the song before tuning into the rest of this conversation so you have some reference.
Yeah. And I think that I was taken aback at first because classic West Coast beat, YG shit, I'm thinking it's like gonna be just a regular YG song, you know what I mean? Thinking he might bias be going to some whatever shit, talking about gang shit or whatever. And he starts off and says, when I was young, I got raped, which is obviously what the fuck, just kind of a slap in the face, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then throughout the song, then kind of details his experience as a 14-year-old basically being molested by a 30-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the song is not something I'm gonna play from like a sonic standpoint. But again, I think that this is an experience that a lot of young Black men in these communities go through. And I think that having someone like YG say this and be so candid about it, open about it, going into detail about it is important because it might make someone else who's going through that, seeing their friend go through that, speak up, say something, be like, yo, this isn't okay. I don't feel comfortable with this. This nigga who's like rich, famous, has all this shit, went through the same thing. And it's like, this doesn't make me soft to feel uncomfortable by this.
Yeah.
So I think that it was very, it was obviously really brave of him to come out and talk about it. Again, I don't know if it's like my favorite Sonic song, but I think that the messaging was good. And I think, a shout out to him, you know what I mean, for healing. It's important.
I agree with everything you said. I feel like the messaging was wrong. Or the delivery was wrong, sorry. I think the delivery was wrong. And I may have felt differently, but the first time I actually heard just the snippet of the song was on Neon Stream. For those that don't know, Neon is pretty big Twitch streamer. And the way that he did it was that he was with Neon. He was sitting down. He was like, I'm about to go to the bathroom but play some of my music on stream. And he left his phone and Neon played that song and then like either acted surprised or was surprised and like stopped playing the song. He's like, yo, did I play the right song? Like there's doing this whole either skit or like whatever where he's like, he is surprised at the first opening line. And like when YG comes back to from the bathroom, he's like, yo, you playing the music? And he's like, like I think I might have played the wrong song. It was a little bit of a bit.
Did he play the rest of the song on the stream?
I don't know. And to be honest, I only saw that clip of it.
Because
but I still think though that just based on that clip, I feel like it told a story to me of like, okay, this song, I didn't think it was real. I thought it was like a joke almost because of the way that it was delivered on stream. And then to find out that it was a real song and the delivery is kind of the same. And he's talking about very serious issues, but kind of using that as the shock factor to open it up. I'm like, I understand the point of this song. And I do feel like it is an important message, but I think delivery is also important. And I feel like he made a little bit of like a joke of it, which doesn't feel like effective messaging.
I don't think the Neon thing, and again, this could be me being wrong, but he ended the stream after.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that was actually intentional
Mm-hmm.
to me. I don't know. I really don't know. I'd have to watch it over again and really look for it because I just saw a headline of it. But I don't want to even talk about that part.
Wait,
I don't think
that's an important part of the story.
I really don't think it is. I think
it
that
is.
because
I think they did end the stream afterwards. That's what I saw.
Yeah.
And so it might have actually been an accident.
Yeah.
And so if we don't know, I don't think we should assume that this was like a planned way to deliver it.
Yeah. I don't think any of that is relevant because it's like this, just taking the song at face value for what it is, right?
You guys think that was like that was an accident? That
I don't.
played
I,
that song?
I really don't know. All I know is that Neon probably. Like, I think it's so easy to click the wrong file, especially if you're playing unreleased music. Like, I just don't know.
I just don't know. So I'm not gonna.
That's a little bit of a stretch to me.
I think your point stands regardless of the Neon thing. I hear what you're saying. You think that he came in really hot, made it like a shock value thing when it should have been a message that was more serious, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I disagree. I think it was actually a really fly way to talk about this because if you're going to get the audience where that might have been affected, they're like, you have to kind of like disguise this a little bit. You know what I mean? As like this classic West Coast song, but also you have to be brave and upfront tell them what they're about to hear. So I'm not mad at the delivery. I also thought the song itself was fire. Like I personally think the Buddy hook is really, really great. The first verse is a little choppy to me, but I think the flow on the second verse is one of my favorite actual just YG flows I've heard in a long time, removing the lyrics. So I really enjoyed actually the sonics of the song. So to have what I think of as a really high quality song with this really important message, I think it was a super fly way to go about it. And I really do commend him for being, I like the way that he opened it. I think it's important that he was so brave at the start.
I don't think it's, again, I'm just speaking sonically. I don't like it, but I think from a messaging standpoint, I think you have to. Because I think that when you say something like that to start off a song, he's like very matter of fact, like this is what this is.
Yeah.
What I'm about to explain to you, what I'm about to go through with you, how I'm about to go into detail about this and say, you know, because he gets into the nuances of it, which is what's interesting, saying like, I may have liked it, this is what happened, all of the different things that he and this older woman engaged in, but off jump, this is rape.
Yeah.
This is bad. This is not okay. All the bad things that you guys associate with this word is exactly what happened to me. And now that we've got that out of the way, you as someone who may be going through this, if you've experienced any of these things, now you know what to call it.
Yeah.
Now you know how to identify it. I enjoy the fact that in the video, he's clearly in a therapy session. Again, that's the part that made me kind of be like, I wish it was done a little more seriously. Because like when he says it and then homegirl covers her mouth, I'm like,
yeah.
And that to me is my greater issue. I hear what you guys are saying, but I think we're giving him a little bit too much credit.
no.
I think we're giving him a little bit too much credit on, not that, I'm not saying that he didn't try maybe to do the right thing. But I think that when it comes to delivering messages like this, like obviously he's very serious. And like what I'm not trying to make light of what happened to him. That's real. You feel me? Everything you said is real because that happens. But I just don't think it was even handled right. And I think the shock value opener, I think the music video at some points with the therapist felt a little bit like they were trying to put some comedy into it. I don't know. It felt like I don't think he followed through. I don't think he completely followed through on the point.
But then to miss the mark is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're not always going to do it right. And this is a difficult thing. And this is the first time he's ventured into this space. This is not even the type of music or subject matter that he ever has attacked. So while I agree with you, the things with the therapist took me out of it, taking a step back and looking at it from his perspective, I could see how he's trying to make this artistic.
Mm-hmm.
It just may not have landed well. But I think the intention behind everything that he is doing was good. And I think that even more so now that makes you be like, yo, this is a hood nigga trying to articulate his pain in a way that he can comprehend, in a way that he feels comfortable with. So like very imperfect, like could have been maybe done a little bit better. But like, I think that he was coming from a really good place with everything he did.
Yeah. And I think there are 2 points that you need to make if you're making this song. And the first is that, yeah, if you were a young boy and like an older woman took advantage of you, you might have thought it was fly. You and all your friends might have thought it was the coolest shit. You might still think it's fly. No, that was assault. That was rape. That's point 1. Made that right off the bat. And point 2 is, if something like this happened to you, that could be the long-standing issues on why you can't trust women and why you struggle with the relationships and why you are the way you are. I think a lot of people still haven't hurdled hurdle 1. Nonetheless, even started to think about point 2.
Yes.
So if you have someone like YG telling it to you point blank, I don't know. I think it could be eye-opening for a lot of people that were in this kind of situation. I think that's a valuable conclusion to take away. Like you might be relating with YG the whole time because YG low key makes he made it sound a little too good at one point. You know what I mean? Where like he was enjoying himself. He made it clear that like he in the moment was enjoying it, and his friends thought it was fly. So I think that's a relatable situation for a lot of people. But then at the end, he's like, "This is why I still can't trust bitches."
Yeah, and I think that that's again not perfect execution. I think that he almost got to the full circle thing.
Well, I think that's good. I think that's probably how people feel.
But it's not, you don't end with, this is why I mistreat women and am not open with them and cheat on them and have my flaws and issues with women. It may be, it's not justification. That doesn't make it okay. It makes it understandable, and it's dope that you could talk about it and that you've articulated it. But that doesn't mean that because you have these traumas, you could impose them on other people. You have to work through that. Or when you have these issues and you're like, damn, I'm being super closed off with this girl and like starting these fights and pushing myself away from her as we're starting to get close. Let me take a step back and be like, it's not you, it's me. And maybe let me let you into why I'm apprehensive.
But you can't do that until you've had the epiphany.
Of course.
Until you know where the stem of this problem is coming from.
I agree.
And so I think it was important for him to say, this is why in my life I've acted this way, that it's wrong.
Yes.
And now I see that, and now I can work through it. So if you
But I don't think that's the conclusion.
You don't?
I don't think that was the conclusion he came to. I think he was like, so if you're wondering why I do these things, this is why.
Yeah.
But he didn't say that that was wrong. The way that he's treating these women still today is still wrong, even if there's a reason for it.
Well, I don't know if he said any of the, I don't know if any of the things that he was citing as the side effects of this assault were like wrong.
At the end, he was definitely talking about like how he treats women. Like
he was talking about how he don't trust them, right? Like he can't stay in relationships with them.
Yeah, and like I think he talked about cheating a little bit too.
Okay,
and I'm like, that's like again. Like I think he did a good job. I think this
but if we're making a song for all these survivors of assault, I think we take steps with it. you don't on the song that's supposed to be like eye-opening to them and like bring them in and show them that this is something that could have led to some of their problems. You also don't say, but you're still wrong. You still slap on the wrist for the way that you treat the women. You know,
No,
like,
but I think there's a
take the
way to be
steps.
like, this is not okay. You know what I mean? Like there's a way to do it a little bit, but again, not perfect. I'm not
Yeah.
mad at it. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
mad at the message. I like the attempt.
Yeah, I think my gripes with the song and the video and the rollout are that I feel like there are parts that are just really not well done. I admire and I do really think that it's an important message that he's putting out there, but there's other artists that have done it better, and maybe that's, you know what, I will say, maybe that's not important. 'Cause I do feel like the delivery is important, especially when you're trying to reach like certain audiences and show that you relate to them, and that this is something that happens to everyone, or not everyone, but a lot of people. It's an experience that's more universal than you might think. I think my gripes with this song are just in the delivery and in really that I feel like other artists have done it better. And again, I don't think it really matters if he's trying to express like his story and express his pain, but I do think delivery is important. I think the way that you send a message is important. And y'all's perspective about the stream maybe changes my mind, but the way that I received it was that it was supposed to be a joke at first. And so I think with that perception, everything is skewed, especially when I see the video and I don't feel like it's overly serious and I don't feel like he's expressing himself like in the best way the whole time.
I mean,
You know
it's
what I mean?
but like, do you really like? Of course, narratives, internet, all the shit, but like context, like really looking at it, like, do you think YG would go on Neon Stream to make a joke like that? Like, does this feel like this doesn't feel like a joke in any capacity to me?
I don't know YG. I was surprised. I was surprised. What?
Of course, none of us know YG.
Nah, but I'm saying like I don't know him as a person because of these things. Because I wouldn't think that he would be on a stream with someone like Neon anyway. And then okay, if he's gonna be on that stream, then we all know Neon is like very like, I wouldn't say makes jokes like that, but it has been in controversy. Like I don't know, bro. I don't know if he's above that.
Bro,
to be honest,
but bro.
you're saying nobody jokes about that?
I don't think anybody like YG is joking about that. And I don't think many people joke. I think that like that's one of the things that you really don't play with. Like I don't think many niggas, if any, in the mainstream are joking about that in any capacity.
I don't know, bro. I think I've heard people throw the word around like in more non-serious settings, whether that's right or wrong.
But not in a song where he's talking about what happened to him. Like that's not like, I just don't get any vibe.
But do you see why when I saw that and then saw the video, I'm like, I just don't feel like this was handled right. Like I think there's so many people. Obviously, mistakes happen all the time, whatever. But I think there's so many people around an artist that if he wants to deliver that message, like I said, there are artists that have done it before, and there's people in the room that should be able to be like, okay, we have to handle this very carefully. I don't think it was handled as carefully as it should have been.
And so my homie asked me, he's like, you're in the building working, and YG comes to you and plays this song. How do you critique something like this? Because it's like, you can't really.
It's a great question.
Like, you really can't say what to do with this. You really have to let the artist take the reins fully, I think.
Yeah.
And if you have that super close relationship with them, the most I could even think you say is like maybe too on the nose. Sometimes, you know what I mean? But like, then to say like other artists have delivered this message, but who from YG's community has delivered this message?
And that's a valid point. That's a valid point that maybe this is the only way he knew how. But I do think that you can always give feedback in your opinion. Like, it's like, maybe he won't change the song, but I would have at least hoped that somebody would have been like, yo, to be honest, like the very beginning is super jarring and shocking, and like people may not receive this the way that you think that they're gonna receive.
But it's not about them.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, even though you have 1 billion streams, bunch of people listening to your music, you do a bunch of crowds, you are still that person that is making music for you. And this is your form of expression. And it's not for me. This is not for a bunch of songs, for the club bangers, for all that stuff. Yeah, I'm going to say something. But this moment is not for me to comment on. It's not.
I hear what you're saying. I still feel comfortable critiquing the song and just being
you
like,
can't critique someone.
It didn't get
bro. You
the
can't
right way.
critique someone's pain, and you can't critique them like putting something out to deal with like literally the most traumatic. This is one of the most traumatic experiences anyone could go through.
I agree with you on
You
the second
can't. So
part.
you think that you should critique that?
Yeah, I think we can say that I don't feel like he did it well. To be honest.
Yeah, I think you're allowed to say, "Hey, I don't think you should have the clip of the woman gasping." You can approach
say
it
that
with
it
reverence.
takes away.
You can be like, "Hey, man, I like." If you have the relationship, they'll understand that you want this message to get delivered as well as they do. So you can be like, "Hey, I think you might be taken away from the seriousness."
If you have the relationship,
yeah.
If you have that relationship, which we don't know that people have, that's a very iffy thing. So I'm like, I give him the benefit of the doubt, and I just see the intention, and I'm like, there are things that are more important than critiquing the little things. I think the overall takeaway is positive. And I think that it's more beneficial to focus on that rather than the few things that maybe we would have tweaked. Because I think that the overall message of what he was trying to say was received. So it doesn't really do us any good or the conversation any good to nitpick, to me.
I'm interested to see what the reception is on it, to be honest. Because I do strongly feel the way that I feel. But I could be bugging. I don't know. I just, yeah. I think I've stated my point. Like, it's like, it didn't really, it wasn't done the right way for me. From the rollout, from the rollout to like the.
But you can't keep calling it a rollout, bro. I don't think this nigga was rolling out the song like that.
It's not for you. It's not for any of us. It's for people that have gone through
You know what I mean?
You know, so like I think he did it in a way that's going to reach them. And I think a lot of people are actually going to be moved and have their lives changed by this song, to be completely honest.
You know, I think it's more about the message. And I think that the people that he's like, because you also have to think too, because I was really on the same page as you. I was really on the same page as you at first. But then it's like, you want something that a 14-year-old is going to be able to digest and understand if they're going through this. And they need something that's pretty like straightforward a little bit.
Yeah.
You know?
You don't have to play the song, bro.
Yo,
it's all good.
All right. No. I mean, if we're gonna continue talking about this, like, I just don't think I want my 14-year-old hearing this message, bro. To be honest.
What if your 14-year-old is going through, but it's not your 14-year-old. Mm-hmm. It's a 14-year-old in the hood that can't talk to this say they don't have a father in their life or someone in there. They don't have someone that's looking out for them. Mm-hmm. And they go through the same experiences as YG. They look up to YG. They're from the same community as YG. They need to hear this message if they're going through this. It's not about your 14-year-old that's growing up completely fine.
Do you feel like this song is a good song?
No, I said that from the...
All right, then we're on the exact same page then. We're on the exact same page.
No. Did I make that abundantly clear from the beginning? That I would not play the song sonically. I have issues with it. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that that's the focus of it. And I don't think that's the point of it. I don't think the point of this is for it to be a good song. I think it's to deliver a message. And I think the message was delivered to the audience that he was trying to reach.
I disagree.
I
don't think we're gonna be on the same page. To be honest,
but I think
you're saying you don't think it's a good song, and I'm saying the same thing.
I'm not listening to it for pleasure.
But then you're going to, but the message is good, bro. The message is great. Like, this is something that people need to hear. I think when you have an important message, it's about the delivery. Think about. Did you like? All right, let's take it off such a serious topic, because I think that's where the friction is at. Another serious topic, but maybe less serious.
I know exactly what song you're gonna say. The
1-800 song.
Okay.
By Logic. Do you feel like that is a good song and the right message? Like, it was delivered well?
Yeah. Ooh. Do I think it was delivered well?
So you think it's a good song?
No, I don't think it's a good song.
Do you feel like the message was delivered well?
Yes.
Okay.
To the audience that needed to hear it.
Okay. You might be right about that. Because I was going to say, for me, I was like, bro, that song is mad funny. Like, bro, what is bro talking about for real? But it was a huge song. I saw millions of people like embraced it. You feel me?
Yes.
And maybe the way that Logic spoke to his audience was the right way to speak to them. I can see what you're saying to an extent. I just feel like, I feel the way I feel about the YG song, but putting it in that context, maybe I understand what you're saying more. You know?
I think we like to relate to music. So when we're listening to music that is about traumas we don't have, it's natural for us to be like, well, okay, I'm not going to listen to this song. Because for me, I think I actually really like the instrumental and I really liked Buddy's hook to the point where I might play this song if it wasn't about sexual assault. And the subject matter is why I won't play it, but that's okay because it's not for me and it's not for me to play. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of songs like that.
And that's why I'm like, I didn't get it until I'm sitting back and like, because I'm thinking about it and like, obviously it's a very jarring song, but then we're like prepping for the pod, obviously, and thinking about like, I know I have to discuss this, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking about like, how am I going to articulate myself in an intelligent way? I take myself out of it and I'm like, I'm thinking about what the room is like. And I'm thinking about YG, who has made bangers. YG, who has made songs that translate to the general public. YG knows the type of music that is going to make people bob their head, get into shit. I think that he intentionally made this and said what he said and got into things that he talked about to tell people who are going through this exactly what to look out for and speak to them specifically. Very more niche audience. And was only trying to talk to them. I don't think he was really trying to speak to any of us. I think that he did the beat, obviously, that again, like, you know what I mean? We know, we like that sound. We go bob our head to it, da-da-da. But it's not for us in any capacity.
Yeah.
I don't think he made it for us at all. So that's why I'm like, the message was good and I think it was delivered well to those people that are supposed to receive it and learn from it.
You know what? Maybe he doesn't owe anybody this. But I think the way that this is handled from now on, like moving forward, will speak volumes to me. Like, I think if YG is active in talking about the song and his experience and why he put it out and the messaging of it, I think that will speak a little bit more to me than just the actual song itself.
He should do an interview.
Yeah, he will.
I think this song needs some context, and I think that's what I'm missing. I think the context it's in right now for me is a little soured, and again, didn't even think about the way you guys are thinking about it before. Could be thinking about it completely wrong, but I would like to see him talk about it a little bit more in a different setting. If that makes sense. Than just the music, because I think this topic is heavy enough where it should be handled a little bit more and talked about a little bit more.
Yeah. Shout out YG. See an interview. Don't really know how to transition from that one.
I woke up Chris Breezy.
Chris Brown is going on a tour.
That's another one.
The Breezy Bowl is coming to a city near you. Chris Brown is doing his Super Bowl halftime show audition. I'm gonna see the show.
Is that what this is?
I think so.
Damn.
I think so.
I didn't realize this was the tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a US tour?
Yeah. Right? Or is it?
It's a US tour, yes.
I've seen people buying tickets today.
Wait, then what was the Broccoli City thing?
So that was actually confusing. So for context, Broccoli City is a festival in DC that we are hopefully going to appear at, later on this year. But Broccoli City actually ended up turning the whole festival into just the Breezy Bowl, which is crazy.
Yeah.
What, like no one else is performing?
Like they have like day 1 and day 2 of just like different types of events. And then the Sunday is just Bryson Tiller, Summer Walker, and Chris Brown. And they're centering their whole festival around that as well.
And
I thought I saw a couple performers on Saturday, no?
I think that they're all like DJs.
Oh, okay.
To be
oh,
honest.
yeah. I saw like, what's it like? The Girls Love Karaoke shit.
Yeah, and then like Coco and Breezy, I think, are there too.
Yeah.
It's a weird concept because they're getting some criticism because it's like they just had their biggest festival ever. I mean, me and Miles were there,
Yeah.
and it was like it went pretty well, and now they're like just transitioning just to being a Chris Brown like stadium tour.
I was interested in it because I mean, like, I don't think it's a bad idea.
It's not a bad
I think
idea.
people are gonna pop out for it for sure, especially
Regardless,
with Bryson, Summer. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's still an elite lineup. Again, like, I'm very, very excited to go. I wasn't surprised by Broccoli City doing that because like Chris Brown's from Virginia, so like I figured like he would want to do something for the community in that area, so that kind of made sense to me. I'm not mad at it. I think that Chris Brown has. We were talking about this before. Chris Brown has always been seen as a super talented, really, really just one of one musician, but on the personal end has obviously dealt with a lot of the repercussions of his own mistakes that have affected his career. Rightfully so, because I think that it's inexcusable, some of the stuff that he's been involved in. Like, he's fucked up very publicly at a young age. But I think that he's been able to move past it and show that he's grown as a person. And I think that a lot of the powers that be within the music industry, the touring industry, the awards, all of the big people at the top seem to have still tried to kind of punish him for it and just not really like welcome him back into things with open arms.
What's with all this pretense, bro? It's the Breezy Bowl, bro. 20 years of Chris Brown, bro. That's a Virginia legend.
Well, because I think it's a bigger conversation than that.
About what? The dude's doing a stadium tour. What's the bigger conversation?
This is him trying to get the Super Bowl.
Okay, we're still talking about that.
I still don't think he's getting the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he deserves the Super Bowl.
I think he just got the Grammy. It's gonna take him 5 years.
Is that why he's calling it the Breezy Bowl?
Bro, after seeing Usher do the Super Bowl, killed it. One of my favorite halftime performances ever. And then see the backlash that Kendrick got, it's like, bro, if you really want to turn this shit up, Chris Brown is gonna, like, he would give the best performance.
So he's just gonna do like 15 stadium tours and be like, yo, you know I'm popping. What we doing?
This nigga Usher did a whole residency in Vegas and was feeding women cherries.
This
in the
is
front
how you
row
do it. This is how you do it. And that when we're talking about the Lil Wayne Kendrick situation, we talked a lot about resume building. You do have to build a resume for an event like this, and it comes with a lot. You know, reputation, how backline crews and venue like bookers experience you as a live act, how your performance is viewed both on stream and in real life. There's a lot of things that go into like resume building for a Super Bowl halftime show. So I think this is a great move if he wants to do it. I just still think we're probably 5 years out from a Breezy Bowl.
I don't think
from
Chris
a real
Brown,
Breezy
I don't
Bowl.
think Chris Brown will ever do a Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I don't think they will ever give Chris Brown a Super Bowl because I think it'll alienate too many people. I think too many people won't watch it.
I think the think pieces are gonna be insane, but I think they might do it.
I love Chris Brown, one of my favorite artists, but he will never do a Super Bowl. I would bet a lot of money on that. I feel very confident that he won't do it, and it sucks, because people again, I don't want to like. That's why it's so difficult to have a conversation because I'm not finna like tell someone they're wrong, but it's like I'm slapping that shit, bro.
I think that I hear you. I think never. I think never is a strong word because the dude is. I mean, he can bring them out, bro.
We're only getting more woke, bro.
I think we're exiting cancel culture.
He brings them out. It's undeniable, bro. Do you see his show in South Africa?
I'm not saying people are gonna be, but that's South Africa, not America.
Also, one thing I do want to say is the dude can actually perform.
Yes,
Like, and at a certain point, they're gonna run out of people that can really perform. Let's be real. How many people at that level are really giving on a performance like that?
they would put some lame country singer up there before they put Chris Brown.
That's crazy.
But you know it's true. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm just saying what they would do.
But I still think he gets a shot at it.
I would love that. I would love that, bro. Once they took away his Michael Jackson tribute, I knew that it was like, damn.
How long ago was that?
2 years ago.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, bro. And like, you don't take away Chris Brown's Michael Jackson tribute, bro. Like that's the closest thing we got to the nigga, bro. And like, do you see the videos of the performance?
Which one?
Like the rehearsal for it?
No, I didn't see it.
Yo, bro. This nigga was working crazy hard for this. Like the shit looked insane. It was gonna be actually like beyond like being entertained by it, like the actual tribute to Michael was gonna be beautiful. And like once the performance leaked and people got wind that it was gonna be Chris Brown, all the backlash was like, nah, they shut down weeks of performance. They had all the dancers, everything. It's like, I just don't think.
Do you think that has more to do with the estate though? When they saw the backlash,
I don't think they had problems with it. I think that it was the platform. I want to say it was the Grammys or Billboard. Maybe Billboard. It feels more like a Billboard thing.
What's your guys' favorite Chris Brown song?
An impossible question. Like, okay. Personal, not the best, right?
Yeah.
Personal favorite, Fine China.
Osei?
I don't know if this is my favorite. I feel like this is not a great answer. But I've been listening to She Ain't You a lot.
I was about to say, gang.
No,
I was about to say, forget that. That's my favorite one. Yeah. That's my favorite Chris Brown song. Oh,
She Ain't You?
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's a great one.
Oh, my God. Yeah. That's the one, bro. Yeah. It's probably She Ain't You. Oh, I love that song. Yeah. Yeah. We talking about Mike and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
That's nice.
That's tough.
I'll check them out.
What's yours?
Residuals.
Nigga knows 5 Chris Brown songs.
Right? For sure. I've never pretended to be a Chris Brown fan, but Residuals got me. So I'm definitely looking to get some good slaps. So She Ain't You, I'll listen to that tomorrow.
You will like She Ain't You, bro. I mean, but you know, like Forever.
Yeah, of course.
Shit, Forever's a slap.
I know like the hits, but I'm gonna go back into the catalog. I'm gonna immerse myself in the Chris Brown breezy verse so I can attend these shows and sing along with all my friends.
Listen to Give Me That Lil Wayne remix.
I'm so excited for this show.
Pop it. Oh, I will pick because I don't like I miss shows.
Yeah.
I have never felt more remorse than missing the Chris Brown show on the last tour. I will be at this tour no matter I will pay whatever price. This is a legend. You can't miss this. And again, like you said, one of, if not the best active performer out right now.
Mm-hmm.
Unmatched catalog. Like he could do, how many songs do you think it's going to be? Like probably like, he could probably do a 2.5 hour show, 3 hour show. And it's like all.
You could do a 3 hour show.
All hits, like not even doing deep cuts like that.
And the last one just won a Grammy. He's on some other shit right now.
And he's not even gonna get to he's gonna do residuals for sure.
Right. He's not really even gonna perform that.
You know what I mean? Shit. I mean, we'll get sensational.
Yeah.
Call me every day. Don't let the nigga get in his Afrobeat bag, bro. Now, once he started doing Afrobeat, I was like, all right, this nigga just bored. He can just do whatever the fuck he wants, bro.
Yeah.
That is probably, is he the most talented person out right now? Like, is he the most talented individual right now in the entertainment industry?
Talented what?
In every, overall.
No.
Who's more talented?
In entertainment?
Mm-hmm.
Donald Glover.
Why?
Because he writes and acts.
Chris Brown acts.
And directs and does comedy and sings better.
Whoa.
Now you know you dead wrong.
You
can have preference. Bro, you can have preference. You can have preference.
I think he's just trolling.
No. He knows that's inflammatory. And he knows that he likes Donald Glover more.
Yeah.
And you could get all the other shit off because I think that even saying in entertainment, the writing, he's a better actor and he directs, that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that he probably is in the conversation. But singing, he does not sing better than Chris Brown. He doesn't.
You can have your preference.
That's a fact.
That's not. No.
It's not even a preference.
That's not a preference. That's a fact.
You guys can have your preference.
That is a fact. He don't dance like the gap between him as a dancer versus Donald Glover as a dancer.
Yeah,
covers a lot of ground with the other stuff Donald does better.
I disagree. The gap between Chris Brown as a director and Donald Glover as a director
closer than him and Donald Glover.
What has Chris Brown ever directed?
Bro, music videos.
What music video?
Some of his.
See, what are we talking about?
New Flame.
When has Chris Brown ever done stand-up comedy?
He's hilarious, probably.
When is Chris Brown? Has Chris Brown acted?
When have you seen Donald Glover play basketball? Could Donald Glover do a backflip?
Touche.
Bro, that's the go. Oh man, I'm excited. Man, I'm excited.
It's gonna be a great day.
Here we go. So you're going for sure. Okay, can you go to a Chris Brown concert with like the homies, or you gotta take your girl?
What? I mean, I would take my girl if I had one.
Could a
but,
group of 4 guys go to a Chris Brown show together? Could we as a Stereo Vision trio
all right, so
attend the Chris Brown concert?
Okay, this is hard because I think that with the right 4, yes. Are we sorry, I guess the right 3?
We'll do 3. We'll do 3.
With the right 3, yes. Are we the right 3 for the Chris Brown concert alone? I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure.
I think we're totally the right 3.
I don't know.
I think we're totally the right 3 and we're going to make it happen.
No, I mean,
because you know I was going to go.
Well, yeah, but if we're okay, so two different experiences, right?
Yeah.
We're just going there, enjoying the show, like singing our hearts out to Chris Brown, just vibing us guys, right?
Yeah.
But I do feel like part of Bryson Tiller, Summer Walker, and Chris Brown being there is the socialization.
Are you talking about Broccoli City, or we're talking about are they on every stop?
Yeah, they're on every stop.
Oh my God.
Breezy Bowl.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Breezy Bowl.
I'm gonna cry. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. Yeah, I'm in, bro. I'm not even talking to the niggas I show up with. I'm locked in the whole time. Yo, that's gonna be incredible.
Yeah, maybe for the LA show I'll be locked in, but for that festival, I'm in the mix.
Hey, and you can be in the mix coming with us. You don't need to bring us in the mix. We'll let you do your thing.
I'll be embarrassing. I'll be super embarrassing. I'll be really, really embarrassed. I'm going bar for bar, bro.
I know you will,
bro. You know what I mean? You see, I don't give a shit. I don't be giving a shit, bro. I'm singing everywhere. Summer? Stop, bro.
It's gonna be a good show.
Wow, I might cry. That's gonna be incredible.
Yeah,
that's gonna be incredible.
Yeah.
When do we get tickets? We already missed the tickets. Them bitches sold out. Gonna be. Do you know how much they were going for? 800.
Jesus.
Wait,
retail?
800 resale. I'm talking about the last show, the last Chris Brown show. $800.
Are you talking about tickets for the LA show?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I didn't buy them.
Yo, my good people at RCA Records, man. Come on now, look out for your boy. I gotta be there. I'll be there. I'm gonna find a way. I don't want to talk about KKK Kanye all the way.
After all these, well, I was gonna say good vibes, different vibes.
Different vibes.
He just feels like a waste of time, bro. To be honest, he just feels like a waste of time.
What I will give like 30 seconds to is just the intro to the video when he walks out of the closet after putting on his outfit. Mm-hmm. So you just see a full KKK black garb Kanye walk out to act, and act just like has to act like nothing crazy is happening in front of him right now.
Yeah. And
like they like do the dap up, and act is like trying to be like, I think the mic is magnetic, so if you just put it right, he's trying to like put the mic on him, and then he drops the mic and it falls, and he's like trying to adjust shit, and he's like, oh, and I see the iced out chain, which of course is, so Kanye, let's do better, man.
Yo, these clips are so funny.
Is
it wrong that, like, I mean, you don't scroll and see that, and you're just like, yo, how did we end up on this timeline where Kanye became this?
Yeah.
Like I am over, I no longer have this sadness for one of my favorite musicians ever being lost and spiraling. That has been happened.
Yeah.
That feeling is gone. I know what Ye is. He's evil. He says it himself. You know what I mean?
That's why I'm like, I can't. I personally, after seeing just the pull-up video of that, I have not clicked any more content.
Oh, the clips are really funny.
I can't.
Yeah,
I can't.
It's the whole thing feels like that whole interview feels very satirical. It's almost like something out of like a South Park episode.
Out of Atlanta. That's an episode of Atlanta, bro.
Yeah,
Atlanta Boondocks.
And
he's fake shit.
He's starting to like go back and forth on his takes. Like he was like, no, I love Carti. You know what I mean? Saying all that shit. It's like we know why he's doing all this. We know why he's doing all this.
Yeah, I've never seen somebody just like beg for attention like this. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is important for me to say that it is disappointing. I still am in the mourning phase of one of my favorite artists. So when I do see things like this, I usually just scroll past them because I'm like, I just don't want to even feed into it. But But yeah, I'll be over it soon because it doesn't look like it's gonna end anytime soon, and there's no point in me being sad over someone that I ultimately don't know, and can't really put too much faith in, especially at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still have the classics.
You know, Kai Cenat bought a house.
Yeah.
Shout out real estate. Shout out home ownership.
Yeah.
Shout out young black man getting to it. You know what I'm saying?
When do you guys hope to have your first house?
That's a good question.
According to Miles, next year.
What is 30 the benchmark for owning a house?
No. We're gonna blow up. Then we're gonna get a house.
Yeah.
We're gonna get a house together.
Oh,
The three of us.
But see, you're you're in a difficult situation because I don't think you could do that. To be honest, and you're headed to that situation. Sorry, not difficult, but you're in a situation where I don't think we can get a house together.
Yeah, I don't know if I own a home.
I'll live next door to y'all.
Yeah, I don't know.
I hear you don't really do the dishes, so I don't know if I want to live with you.
That's fair.
I want to get a house at. I want to have my first house by 28. I think 28, 29. Like 30, I'd be fine.
To own a house?
Own a house. I think I'd be fine owning a house at 30. But like by 30, I want to own one property.
Yeah, 30 I think is my goal. I'd get a house by 30.
But
be cool.
Again, like I have mad other things I'm also trying to do before then.
Yeah, and it's also like where is the house that they got?
I think in Atlanta.
Cool.
I
don't know.
It's cheaper out there.
Yeah, I just know that like it's way more doable if you're gonna compromise on location. Even like buy a house in the valley. But I would rather save up for a house somewhere I really, really want, as opposed to buying property somewhere I don't really want to be. I'll keep renting somewhere, in the neighborhood I really like.
I think the first property I own, I actually want to be a studio. Probably, I've been thinking about that more.
Yeah,
I think I want to buy a studio space and really like deck that out. I think that would be hard. But I think that what Kai did is really, really crazy because he is a young bull that's putting all of his people in position, which is really, really dope. And I think that like you tweeted about it and it's like true. It's like, yo, this streaming shit changes lives. Like niggas are not, these people come from the hood, bro. Like these are not people who had it easy for them. These are not people who were put in position by anybody. There's no industry plan. There's nothing, like there was no reason for these people to get out of the situation that they were in and they like got it done.
Yeah.
And it's some of the most like inspirational shit I've ever seen. Like, like I think that we all know that like a big thing that I think most people want to do, I want to buy my mom a house. You know what I mean? Fuck me getting a house, honestly. You know what I mean? Own it, obviously, but I want to put my mom in a different situation,
Yeah.
And seeing them all be able to do that is the stuff that like, I see a video like that and it really almost brings a tear to my eye because I know what that feels. And it's like, yo, like I want nothing more than to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And like really, really go and just like help out like the people I love. And like for him to do that with his family already and then be able to do that with his homies and buy them new PCs, put them in a position where it's not only like I'm taking care of you, but I'm giving you the means to create your own and do the same for your family.
Yeah.
That's really, really dope to me. Obviously his boy Ray is back. He got him a house, he got him set up. Rakai, the young bull that he's looking out for, is going to be there. This dude, Reggie, who he did the Batman marathon with, who I think is easily the funniest out of all of them, is going to be in there. Obviously, this dude's Tylil Punga that he's grown up with forever. Like, it's cool that like just all of them are together. They're doing this content thing, similar to like what FaZe is doing. I think I'm excited for them.
Yeah.
I'm excited for them.
Yeah, and it's cool to see him build a network too. Like, obviously, you know what I'm saying? We had a previous discussion, and they're not necessarily like, it doesn't seem like they're in business with him or signed with him or anything, but I still do feel like him doing this is him like almost passing the torch to the next generation. Not that he doesn't have it himself right now and won't continue to have it, but it's like you are creating an ecosystem where other people can win as well. And that's only going to ultimately help him. Like I saw like Ray did the GQ Essentials like a day or two ago, and like Kai was on it. Obviously didn't need to be on it or whatever, but Ray obviously feels appreciation for him like regardless. And he was like, yeah, this is someone I can't live without. And it was like a nice moment. It's like, it's all just going to feed into what?
Wait, I'm sorry. Ray was on 10 Essentials?
Yeah.
And one of his essentials was Kai?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's
What?
hilarious.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Wait, what?
That is so funny.
Why is that funny?
To have another man as one of your essentials?
But I think it's different because you also got to look at it as like, I think Ray is like 18, 19. Like, this dude changed his life and literally made it so he didn't have to go to like the time when he's military. And like taught, helped
it's
teach
fire.
him
It's
English.
fire. It's fire.
Like, you know what I mean?
It's pretty
like,
funny, but it's fire.
I think it was more the sentiment, like, yo, like, this is somebody I can't live without. Like, it's more just like the storyline.
Great sentiment.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to interrupt.
And it's like your peoples, you know what I mean? Like, I think that like when we get on, bro, like, you know what I mean? Like, I would definitely want to shout out the homies. Like, so
I'd be one of your
here.
essentials.
You both would. To be honest with you, you know what I mean? If we turn up,
Yeah.
when we turn up, are you kidding me? Because I can't do this shit alone.
Yeah. I'm talking about in the GQ video.
In the GQ video.
You'd say,
God and
here are
everything I
my
love.
essentials, Spencer and Ose.
On God and everything I love.
That's fly.
Is that really crazy though?
It's funny.
Why?
Because it's just like a reimagination of this segment. Because obviously everybody has those people, but nobody ever thought about using a person as it's supposed to be like what's in your backpack.
Oh yeah, but I think that it's gotten so far away from that. You know,
Yeah.
like,
I guess I haven't watched it in years.
yeah. It's gotten so far away from that.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
you just be like, yeah.
And the comment, a lot of the comments were talking about the Kai moment. They're like, yo, like, it's amazing that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Ray brought Kai on, like, you know what I'm saying? After the meetings for so long. Like, it was a moment. It was
Cool.
a thing.
Cool.
It was a thing. It was a thing.
And I feel like also Kai knows that he's gonna turn this stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
He's aware of it. And I think that it's good that they're in such close proximity because like they can do content together and like getting everyone off their feet, getting them started, giving them a platform. Cause like I saw like the Reggie video, when Reggie first knew that Kai was like talking to him and knew about it, he's like, yo, I don't want any money. Like, you don't got to do nothing for me. You don't got to give me nothing. Just give me a platform. And I promise I'll go. And Kai did that for him. You know?
Yeah.
And I think it is different than like a phase situation and that, because all them niggas are signed to it. Like it is a contract type thing.
Mm-hmm.
From what I've heard, it's all off the strength with him. Shout out all of them. I really think that Kai doing it off the strength is dope. I think that him just looking out and not expecting anything in return is really, really cool. And I think that I hope all of them take this and really run with it. They all seem to have started a little bit of their own thing. So I think that it's going to go. It'll be cool.
What if you have a homie? What if you do that and you have a homie that just doesn't run with it?
It's fine.
Just cools in the house. You're cool with that?
I think you have to go into with those type of expectations.
Yeah.
I think you can't expect not everyone's going to turn up to the same degree.
Yeah. Yeah. And you
know?
shouldn't give gifts with expectations ever.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Because I think the main thing is like getting them out of their living situations.
Yeah.
And putting them in a place where they can do it. And you know, if they're uncomfortable or like leave. You know what I mean? I want to go back.
Yeah. I actually did have those thoughts earlier, but I think I aligned with what you said. It's just like you give people opportunity, right? And sometimes they don't always like take it and run with it, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you can't really have that expectation where you're like, oh, like it has to go this way. Because we're all human beings. We all go through our own different things. So I'm interested to see where everyone takes it. I would hope that everyone goes up, but you know, we'll see. And it seems like Kai wants to do more of this because you were talking about how he's doing like the college or whatever. I don't know if that's confirmed or.
Yeah. I think he's just aware of his platform and is definitely turn up that whole thing. Would you move in
With Kai?
next to Kai?
With Kai is crazy.
Next to Kai?
Next to Kai,
Yeah. Like Stereo Vision House next door to the
the AMP house.
AMP house?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd live next to him.
I'm not mad at moving to Atlanta.
That would be funny.
I've never been to Atlanta. I gotta go one time first.
Bro.
See if the city wraps its arms around me.
I'm just like, did you see them show their car collection?
No, I didn't see that.
These AMP niggas were like, let's just make a video about our car collection.
It's
all of
fire.
us. It's like $3.5 million in cars just in a garage.
It's fire.
I was like, yo, let's just keep streaming.
Yeah.
Let's keep streaming.
Yeah.
I think hopefully something will work out. We'll keep streaming, keep potting, and you guys make sure to subscribe.
Yeah.
Fuck with your boys. Turn us up so one day we can buy 3 of you guys a house. Appreciate y'all for watching, man. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Catch you in the next one.
Yeah.
Peace.